Alrighty folks, welcome back to our latest session of the Rise of Tiamat. So as usual, we'll do a quick recap of what occurred last week and then get underway. So team, you'll likely recall when we started last week, you guys were still en route traveling this long distance travel. You guys originally left Waterdeep and were making your way all the way over to originally this location known as the Borosky Bridge. However, you end up finding some companions along the way near Dragonspear, and they gave you some updated information, so you started making your way over to the Serpent Hills. So when we picked up last week, you guys had just run into this strange individual who was out by the water, sort of looking into the water and talking about how he had a child. He said it's a girl. He was like looking in the water and actually handed a cigar over to Rasmus. Seemingly was maybe out of place, or some of you guys suspected maybe he was nuts, something along those lines. So you guys treated him carefully, kind of stayed at a distance, looking for any danger, didn't really see anything. So after trying to chat with him a bit, he did end up getting a bit quiet as he seemed to be essentially just mesmerized and focused on the water. So you guys eventually decided to pack yourselves back into your carriage and continue on the way. You guys did that, spending more days traveling up the river as you made your way closer to the Serpent Hills themselves. Eventually you saw a barge coming down the river in the opposite direction that you guys were going, and the barge seemed to be fairly large, capable of holding quite a few folks, and the keen-eyed among you, I believe it was Spectre, noticed that there was some indications that horses were kept on this barge very recently. So you guys briefly discussed amongst yourselves, and eventually Rasmus jumped out into the water after sort of calling out up to the captain, having a bit of a conversation with the crew members and the captain. He swam out there with a pouch of gold, which he offered up for some information. The captain of the barge was not wanting to assist Rasmus, and vocally, or at least sort of at a louder volume, he was not offering any information. But then at a whisper, he was happy to reveal that, yes, he did take this sort of bully-like individual up the river, and he had taken him up there with some horses and dropped him off a few days north of where the group had met the barge. So with this information underway, Rasmus swam back to the shore, filled the team in, and the team continued making their way up the river. Eventually, after more days of travel, the group found this area where the river gets much narrower and was able to discover a very logical landing area where the horses likely offloaded from the barge. There were several signs on the ground here of the dirt sort of kicked up from the hooves, that sort of thing, and a very obvious trail that the team could follow. So they did just that. And after spending most of the day traveling, they arrived late out in front of this large area that seemed to be some type of a ruined, perhaps outpost or ruined small trading area, something along those lines. So the group sort of checked it out, noticed that there was a still burning fire out front, and scanned about a little bit in the area, then made their way down towards the fire. Once they got to the fire, saw that there was some signs of recent habitation, though the ruins themselves were much older. So eventually Kurtu got his way closer and closer to the well that was here, and once he got fairly close to it, he suddenly noticed this green-clawed hand stretch out and grab onto the rim of the well and pull itself upward, and the team found themselves in battle with a troll. Turned out to be 3 trolls in total, as more trolls were making their way out of the well. This battle went on for quite some time, with the trolls trying to inflict maximum damage, and obviously the team doing what they could to try to survive and defeat the trolls. There was a couple of interesting events here, primarily that Gale was thrown down the well, not once but twice. After he was thrown down the first time, and then he face-stepped to the top, he was thrown down the second time. During this battle, also Rasmus sort of jumped over the edge and head dove with his ram horns of his satyr form right into one of the trolls, killing it with that blow. However, one of the trolls was not seen again. The group did find down in the well a narrow passage, and after speculating or calling on some of the knowledge of the more informed individuals in the party, realized that trolls, due to their regenerative ability, have their ability, and their really rubbery bodies, have the ability to essentially break their bones, in essence, to allow them to fit into really tight gaps. And then their bodies just naturally heal very rapidly once they're no longer need to be in that sort of misshapen form. So with this information in hand, the group did a little bit more checking around this immediate vicinity before trying to follow the tracks back, and were able to find that the tracks themselves led up through this set of statues to a ladder that was led against the sort of rock face of this rising hill. Or maybe even you might think of this as a mountain. Not massive, but solid rock as opposed to like a dirt hill. There were a couple of statues out front, and I believe when the group got close to them, there was even some speech that was uttered from this area, and the speech that was asked provided a few bits of detail and essentially waited for a response, and the team responded in, I'm not sure the exact way to say it, but they responded in a way, and the statues seemingly reverted back to their previous appearance. The group then approached, climbed up this ladder, which they could tell this ladder was much more recent and not nearly as old as the ruins nearby, climbed up to the top and found their way into this, some type of a structure, some type of building built into the side of this mountain. The door at the front was actually already open and had been forced open based on the signs from outside the door, and so it was very easy to just swing open the rest of the way. Well, the group saw inside that room 6 statues, all on the edges of the room looking towards the center, with a big pile of bones in the middle and a door at the other side. As the group started, I think it was Rasmus first, who started making his way across. Once he got towards the middle, all the statues turned and faced that direction, and once again a voice spoke out from the statues, and seemingly looking towards Rasmus, maybe waiting for some type of specific response, or seeing if there was some kind of a reaction or something like that he was going to do. This time the statues did not talk. So these statues just moved only, but did not talk. So after Rasmus intentionally did not look towards these statues after they moved, he just sort of looked forward. He started moving past them, and once it got past an area in the center, the statues just reverted to their previous positions once again. Rasmus made his way across the other side, was able to find that he was able to open that door, and the rest of the team slowly made their way across. With that complete, the team moved into the next room, and this room had a large mosaic. It was a vaulted dome with a ledge around up high in the room, and then this mosaic on the ground that depicted a chimera. Once the group was entering the room, the chimera seemed to spring to life and engage the team in combat. The team was able to defeat the chimera after a brief battle here, suffering once again some wounds before being able to defeat the creature. Surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, seeing how the creature was formed, as the group was hitting it, tiles were falling off of the creature, so it was clearly some type of a construct and not an actual chimera itself. So with the chimera slain, that is where we wrapped up. So team, is there anything I missed there in the recap that you would like to add?
Yeah, the 3 giant statues at the entrance asked, do you want knowledge or do you want wisdom? And it was Kurt who said wisdom, and then they turned their faces from us.
So I will say close. That was close to how it went down, and it may be because of how precise the wording was that I'm calling it out, but good enough for inspiration. Go ahead, take inspiration.
I wanted to point out that the barge, when I swam over to the barge and I was talking to the captain, he did give us a number of cultists that he transported. I think what he said was 7 horses and then Verum himself, so 8 total. So we haven't encountered any cultists yet, so just be aware we still may have about 8 or so in front of us.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, some information on the numbers. You can take inspiration for that as well, Rasmus.
Hey Adam, I just wanted to also add that in the well that the trolls went through the crevice area, and we may be, up against them in another time frame, because it did seem like they were heading in this direction.
Yes, so one of them managed to escape, as was mentioned in the recap, so at least one of them is still around. Yep, exactly. Okay, yeah, if there's nothing else to add, then we will go ahead and jump into our session.
Oh, also just a reminder that we did hide the carriage in a overhang rock that Armini found, so that's safe.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so before you guys entered, you made your way back a bit and found a location that was deemed very safe because of where it sat versus, how people would see it, like sort of walking on by. And yes, you're pretty sure that both the carriage and the carriage driver should be safe. Oh, also, one quick note. I did spend a little bit of time updating some of our battle music tracks. So anytime I do that, the volumes are all reset to default. So if you notice any track is particularly loud, let me know and I will turn it down. Obviously, you guys have your own master sliders as well. But if it's loud for everybody, it's probably easier for me to just update it on my side.
So if look, the door to the north, or is that west? Yeah, sorry, that's common second language.
We're gonna do it every time.
There, that door right there. You'll see on top it says safety or something like that.
What's it written in?
You notice the word in chalk written in common says safe.
In chalk. So this looks recent. Like this is something we would expect the people who came here before us to do.
I would say it definitely looks recent, yes.
Okay. It was probably left by the cultists. If it's safe for them, it may not be safe for us. For all we know, they could be right on the other side of that door.
Yeah, well, they could have been attacked by this thing here. Which, by the way, is that something we should do? Like, those tiles just collapsed. I mean, should we move them? Or break them? So this thing doesn't come back?
Looking at it, does it look like the tiles are doing anything, or are they, like, inert?
They are inert.
I mean, if you want to take the time to do that, but every minute we waste here is a minute that Verum could be getting away from us. What else is... I think we said something in the recap about the Chimera wasn't the only thing... It wasn't the only thing depicted here. What else is on the floor? Is there other stuff?
It's like a knight, I think it was.
So let's see. The floor here is set with a beautiful tile mosaic showing a knight in plate armor wielding a glowing sword against a chimera. So that obviously is the chimera that came out of the ground and attacked you.
So did Rasmus also step on the knight, or just step on the chimera, or was it just one old Muriel? So like, should we avoid the knight? Yeah.
Once the chimera came out of the ground, the chimera obviously is no longer depicted in the mosaic. During battle, you guys have certainly moved around. You're quite positive you've stepped over most areas of this room. So, yeah, you don't think that...
the knight's not going to come to life.
You don't think so, unless there's something else that's going to activate it.
I think you're right that chalk was left behind by the cultists, but it doesn't mean, like... That is the way they went. I mean, if they marked safe, then they must have known they'd be here for more than just a little while. Maybe they're looking for something.
And what I will say, just as an FYI here, guys, the way the description is laid out for this room is not really well organized. So if there is something of particular interest you want to look at, let's say the doors, the floor, whatever, I'll try to give you more details, as the sort of description of the mosaic is kind of all broken into different pieces.
Well, also keep in mind, they're not expecting people to pursue them, so they would just be obvious. They're not trying to hide from anyone. They don't know we're here.
No, you're right.
Just go ahead and take a couple pieces, and I know, maybe I'll just put a piece in my in the bag of holding, and then that way it can't fix itself, of course, because it doesn't have all the pieces.
Okay, so it sounds like Kurtu wants to pick up one of the pieces of tile that represents the chimera.
No, Kurtu was recommending somebody else goes,
Oh.
picks up a piece of tile. So, and then if they live through that, then I would go ahead and put it into my bag of holding.
Gotcha. All right.
I'll go pick up like 5 or 6 tiles at him, and then go and drop them over in the bag of holding.
Oh, that also
How many tiles was it made of? Like thousands?
Hundreds at least, yes.
Hundreds. Okay.
we should also mention the plan. In the recap is that Kurtu's gonna be the new dragon whisperer, and we're all his quote servants or whatever, and we're in disguises. That should be part of the recap.
I mean, I've been thinking about this all week, and you really think it's a good idea to walk up to this guy and say, "Hi, we're your replacements"? Think he's just gonna go along with that? I don't know if you've ever done that in a workplace before, but it usually doesn't end well for you.
Yeah, but it's not that we need him to believe us. It's we need him to give up some information. Maybe we can, in anger or frustration, allow him to speak freely and gather more information. I mean, our main goal is just the mask, right? But we don't know if it's here, right? I don't feel like it would be, right? There's nothing involving a dragon or dragons here. This is Daedalus, whoever that is, some wizard who created this weird sanctum to hide his secrets. But why is Verum here?
Clearly seeking either knowledge or wisdom, whatever those statues talked about at the front.
Well, wisdom was the wrong answer. Good job, Kurtu.
Clearly. Knowledge would have been the right one. Where's the mask?
Why don't we go back outside and say that? Probably wouldn't be ready.
I'll wait right
We
here.
changed our mind.
Hey, big statue guys, we want to change our answer. No, I think, in all seriousness though, I mean, why could he be here? Is he here hoping to find something to help him find the mask? Is he here because he may think the mask is here? I mean, we don't, you know what I mean? So these cultists, when they leave behind messages like safe, what if they're just hanging out, playing cards behind that door?
It's a good argument to go in there, grab one, take them alive, and find out what they know. And then kill them.
So while you guys are talking, I'm going to drink a healing potion because I do not feel good.
I've got 2 if you need one more.
Well, this is my last one.
All right, well, here's one. You do with it what you will.
I'll hand you a healing potion.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, and also, because I somehow managed to forget this for the past few sessions, I'm going to go ahead and deploy the Ion Stone now, because it feels like we're about to do a dungeon crawl. So...
Yes,
Nice,
I
I
kind of
forgot you
forgot
had
about
that.
that stone as well. Just remind it myself and everybody else what that is.
Yes, this is I can probably post it in the thing, but it is a small stone about the size of my fist, I think, that when you throw it up in the air, it orbits around your head, and it's a stone of agility, which means it gives me +2 to my dex score, I believe.
That looks correct, yeah.
You gotta throw up a 1d3.
I will continue to do so. I will continue to throw it up in the air until it gets closer to my head, so it's not scraping against the walls when we're crawling through tunnels.
So it sounds like
I
you
will
want
do
it
this
at the 1 foot mark.
I will do this as long as it takes. You want me to actually do it? We'll find out.
After 30 minutes, you find... No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so we'll assume it's 1 foot around
Hey,
your head.
first try.
Nice.
We're all just sitting there watching you like, what are you doing, dude?
Okay, we're good. Are we checking out that door? The marked one?
Yes, but I think that Erasmus should go first. Or one of you sneaky types.
I will move up to the door and I'll listen at it. Does it sound like there might be anyone on the other side?
Blind check, please.
And actually, Rasmus, did you grab some tile?
Yeah, I handed him over into the bag of holding. We didn't RP it, but I said that I did that.
Okay.
It is silent in that direction, Spectre.
Probably okay. Go ahead, Rasmus, open the door.
Okay.
All right, as you open the door, you notice a small room to your west here. You can see a basin in the middle. However, at the moment, it does not have any water in it, so that's a image a little bit deceiving.
All right, so Noah's character opens the door.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We got.
Oh, hey, there he is. I was just getting ready to kick him off into a storage room there. Welcome, Noah.
Hey, what's up? Libby's logging on right now too. Sorry, really apologies for the lateness.
No
No
worries.
problem. We've just been hanging out. We've opened one door since you've been gone.
Yeah, made it about 10 feet. Adam, so you said that this is not like a basin of water, is that what you said?
So it's a well, but as it's depicted on screen there, you would assume it is filled with water, and actually it is dry.
Oh my goodness, this is where the troll went to, from the crevice that I so carefully discovered while I
Yeah,
was on my back.
look for troll signs. Maybe they have troll blood or something all over the place.
Surprised, Gail. That's actually something smart that came out of your mouth. This is the exact direction you guys said the tunnel went. They said it went northwest, right?
If I remember correctly, yeah.
And this is to orient ourselves. The
They are
well
spot
we
on.
saw the trolls. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I hit my head or something happened. Ugh.
Well, you were down there for so long, multiple times.
There's no bodies on the floor or anything, is there, Adam?
There are not, but however, as you look around this area, you do notice that there are sleeping rolls and camping gear scattered about.
Excellent. I could use a short rest right here.
Any signs of struggle or anything, or is it just are they undisturbed bedrolls?
Survival check or blind check here, please, Spectre?
Can I try to smell for the troll?
Sure, yeah, I'd call that a survival check as well. So Spectre, yes, you certainly can notice that around this area near the sleeping rolls and where the camping gear is, it's not all set up, or the way it is certainly currently laid around this area, it looks as though it's been ruffled, like maybe kicked. There's been some movement around it, so yeah, you would deduce that there was a struggle in this room. You don't see blood or anything along those lines, but yes, you would assume there was some kind of struggle here.
Adam, how many bedrolls or something, just to kind of get an idea of who made the numbers?
It looks to be 4 bedrolls here. So let's see. Hugo, if you're willing to enter the room, you said you're smelling for trolls, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're smelling, and based on the fight that you previously had, you were a little bit at a distance from them. You do get kind of a weird body odor kind of smell, but it might just be Kurtu. You're not sure.
Kurtu. When's the last time you
We've been
bathed?
traveling for like a couple months.
You gotta rub some dirt on you or something, man.
Gail, I
Oh,
think
what you're saying is we should rummage through the people's gear?
Sure.
Yes. See if there's anything you're...
Maybe
Okay.
they left the mask right here.
No, I doubt it.
yeah, it should
Adam,
be that easy.
can I climb over the well area and shine my light down? Can I see anything? Is
You
the
can,
wounded
yes.
troll down there?
You do not see a wounded troll, but as you scan down in this area, you notice a few things. First, you notice there is a bronze bucket on a rope that is hanging on the side of the well here. This is going to be difficult to describe, but you notice a basin that connects through an underground channel, I guess you could say, that goes to your north. And it looks like if water was added here, the water would flow to your north underground. There is also stone steps that lead into the well, to the basin part of the well. And there is a brass lever that protrudes from the wall near that basin. So all that is to say is I know that's very difficult to
No,
visualize.
I got a general idea.
Okay, so
I
for
think
everybody
it's kind of like a
else-
sluice.
I'm confused. You can give your
Yes.
explanation, Adam.
And
I'll try
that's
to give
all
a-
down the well, right?
Yes, yep. So think of it like this. There's basically a channel underground that leads this way. When water is brought up from the well, so think of this thing as being open, and then there's like an actual well down below. So if you lower the bucket down to the well, so 10 feet down below everything you see there, you can actually get water from the, I'm going to call it the underground well, right? And then you could take that water in the bucket, place it into the sluice, and then the water would actually run this way.
Yeah. Basic sluice geometry, guys. How did you not get that?
I didn't get it, and I read it like 6 times.
You're a sluice expert, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
Sluice
maybe
chef.
one well like this before, but real life Dylan and Rasmus are having a conflict because I don't know how to explain it to you guys. But out of character, the way that I've seen this done before, right, is kind of similar to like how they used to do old mining shafts to get water from point A to point B. They would build these basins to take like water, and either they fill it up themselves or they have a natural source that fills it up and then it channels it from point A to point B. So if Adam is saying that it's going this way, then my guess is that the well connected like this way, right, to here. And that was just a little hole inside of the well. But this one kind of goes like this. So out of character, what I'm saying is, I think the reason why it's dry is because somebody has to use this lever or something to fill it up with water and send it down this way for some reason. But we don't know what that is.
All right, so are we good with the description of that? Does anybody have any questions before I add on to the description? Okay, so you also notice that the sides of the well and the floor next to it, so right next to the area that you're currently standing, are covered in bright red mushrooms. They are slick with a watery sheen that resembles blood.
Could I do a nature check to see if I know if that's like normal for these or that's actual blood?
You absolutely could, yeah, blind check.
They look
Yeah,
good.
so this is kind of a more rare mushroom. There's not really any special properties to it other than this sort of unique appearance, the bright red mushroom. They kind of always look like this unless they're totally dried out. So you assume that water has been on these somewhat recently. Just, obviously fungus grows in dark and moist areas. You also know that they have a taste and texture of raw liver if you were to eat them. Some people like them, some people don't.
Okay. Can I look up at the ceiling and make sure there's no way for water to pour down from there into this?
There is not, no.
How high is the ceiling, by the way?
Scrolling back up to where the 10 feet high.
Oh, okay.
So, if they marked safe, and I kind of think that maybe they didn't have to worry about those trolls.
Or
Right.
they were expecting other people to come too. Maybe they got
Maybe-
friends on the way.
Or maybe the trolls were busy eating their friends outside, and they never encountered them here.
So
There
I
were
would-
those horse print, the horse prints that went in a different direction. So
yeah, I would predict that when they arrived here, they were at the campgrounds doing s'mores, and then the troll attacked, and the horses took off, freeing for their lives. And these guys scuttle-butted, as Leroy would say, up the ladder to where we're at now. Now, why did they put signs that says safe if they're the only ones here is what's puzzling my pea-sized brain.
I think I know, or I can guess, right? Say it's a place that they've never been before, right? And so far as we've made it through just barely anything, we've had statues talk to us, statues move, and then a statue move up from the ground to attack us, right? Could be they've never been here before, and it's taken them time to explore it safely. So they would come back here to rest while they moved forward.
That
Right.
sounds like a great idea, and I'm going to sit down and tend to my wounds, and I will start my short rest. If we get interrupted, or if you disagree, I will stand up.
I don't think it has any harm, but I think we should definitely have somebody watch this room out here.
They could also be expecting reinforcements to join them. They're trying to pass messages.
That is also a highly probable possibility. But then again, remember what I told you, that they lost the mask and they're trying to retrieve it before they're caught in a lie. So we're banking on them not telling anybody that they came here, right?
Well, yeah, but they must have their own. Is this guy roll deep? Does he have a whole crew with him?
I'd have to guess so, right? I mean, yeah, if there's five masks, well, at least 7, yeah. But if there's 5 masks, I assume that one of the mask holders must at least have some sort of sway within the cult, right?
And
You don't
middle
just-
management, maybe upper management.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So those we all kill, though, right? If we run into them.
Well,
To help,
yes.
sure, but we want Verum alive if possible.
All right.
I think if the mask is not here, the best thing we can do is capture Verum, right?
Well, Gale, if you're gonna take some time, I'm gonna try to do that ritual I was trying to do before, near the end of your little rest here. All right.
No, if he's gonna take a breather, I will also tend to my wounds.
So yeah, I mean, if we take a short rest, Hugo's not gonna short rest, but near the end of the time, he's going to try to ritually cast detect magic.
Okay, sounds like everybody's ready to do a short rest, or at least for a few of you guys. As a reminder, you can individually choose to spend a short rest or not based on our house rules. So about 10 minutes into this or so, are you guys all remaining where you are on the map right now, or because you're all deciding to rest a bit, is everybody going to enter the room? Give me an idea of what you're doing.
I'm going to stay here in the room to start resting.
Yeah, I'll just get on the other side here. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Rasmus suggested someone stay outside. Is it dark in the tomb, or is there light sources?
No, it is dark.
Okay, I will wait outside then, and I will bid anyone who has light sources to not be out here with me, and go inside so that I can. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Blend into the shadows, and I will be probably over here watching the way we came in. This hallway down here, I suppose. Is this a hallway?
It is
down on the east wall. And tell me about these doors too. Are they ornate? Are they? I see it's a double door.
It is
This
a double
looks
door.
important.
Yes. Yep. So as you look at those doors now with a bit more attention, you can see that they are plated in corroded copper engraved to depict a group of wizards peering over a pool of water. The oversized figure of a male wizard at the top of the image raises his hands as if summoning a creature from the pool.
Deal with that in a moment. But they're closed and are they barred or are they just shut? Does it look like anyone passed through there? Maybe.
It's hard to tell for sure. I will say you notice that the doors bulge out from their frames, but other than that, you can't make out too much.
Out in this direction?
Yes.
Okay. That's probably not safe. Not up to code. But anyway, I will let them rest in there, and then I will poke around this corner where the light is not shining upon me, and I will watch a couple of things. The entrances that I can see, so this one, kind of just all in this area. I want to be able to spot anything coming down the hallway, anything coming through this door, and I'm also watching the pile of Chimera stuff to see if it starts reanimating like someone else suggested it might do.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything in particular during this short rest?
Adam, I'm going to be looking to see if I can get some free stuff out of the leftover sleeping bags and stuff.
There are bedrolls. You also find a small belt knife. There is some pitons and a small hammer to knock them in, and 2 rations.
Armini says, "Where should I be?"
Wherever you want to be, Queen.
Where's our leader? Leader, where do you want me?
Oh, you be you. You just have a good time in here. It's there's not much going on. They're kind of, just taking care of their things.
I have
Leave the door
dark
open
vision
in case I have to
too,
spray.
so I can be in the dark room too.
Right, so just as a reminder, probably most important for Spectre, but you will notice if somebody has a light source emanating from them. For example, Rasmus currently has the torch icon on him, and Hugo has the light spell icon on him. So if there's ever a question, feel free to look at their tokens, and you should be able to tell who's giving off light.
I am assuming that this cone is light and then the rest of this is darkness. If not, I will move to a place that is dark. So to utilize this cone is what I'm referring to as that's someone's light source, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so the cone that's sort of coming out from the west and heading towards the south. No, it's heading towards the double doors. Yes, that is light.
Okay. Where I'm standing right now, I'm in darkness.
Correct.
Okay. Keeping watch.
Okay, so as you guys are right about here, I am going to lock the tokens so we know exactly where you're at. About 10 minutes or so into this rest, Rasmus, Kurtu, Gale, and Hugo, as you guys are in the room there, looking at passive perceptions really quick.
Here comes the troll.
So Hugo and Rasmus, the two of you hear the sound of shuffling coming from the well.
Everyone, there's something's in the well. And he'll quickly move. Does it sound close to the top?
No.
He'll quickly move and look down.
All right. You notice down in the well, like in the water area, there is a spot that is very small, perhaps like a foot wide or maybe 2 feet wide, something like that. That was hard to even see from where you guys were at. There is a crack or a crevice in the wall, much like you saw on the other end, and you see a head suddenly pokes out, which looks to be the troll's head. This long, dark, greasy hair, these sort of sharp teeth. You see he looks up, spots, and sees you, and gives a little grin as he shuffles backwards. So you can try to do something right away if you like, but you would only have, 2 to 3 seconds.
And how far away is he?
So he's down the well itself near the bottom, so say 20 feet from you. Obviously, only you're seeing his head. He would have significant cover if you're thinking of some kind of a combat thing.
No, I guess I don't have that spell prepared that I thought I did, so I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm just gonna be like, the troll's down there. And he backs up away from the edge.
Okay.
Do we hear him say that? Is he shouting? Can we hear it from the other room?
Hugo, are you speaking in a normal volume, whispering?
No, I'm definitely not, I'm not shouting, but he's like, the troll's down there, the troll's down there. So, he's not yelling, but.
In a deep, gravelly, sonorous voice from the well in broken common, you hear, "You're stronger than the others. Leave me be, and I'll do the same for you."
I'll lean over and I'll kind of hold my torch over the edge so I can see down in there and say, "Sounds good to me. However, if you try to attack us, I'll chop your head off. You'll get that, right?"
And then we'll burn it.
You hear him kind of actually laugh, this hoarse laughter, and then you hear like a hacking lung, and then a spit. "That's fine."
Great, so I can rest. I'll sit back down.
We're trusting you.
As you're still looking, you see the head pokes out once again, looks up and sees you, and it's like watching you very tentatively.
I'm going to kind of brandish the fire over the hole a few times to remind him of what we can do, and then I'm going to go sit beside Gale.
All right. So as nobody has eyes down the well at this point, you can hear sound down there. It doesn't sound particularly loud, but you can hear him shuffling. You can hear like grunts every now and again. You can hear sounds of his presence.
I mean, if I start hearing that, I'm probably just gonna naturally, like inquisitively, like go over and start like peering down.
You're going to notice as you get closer and look down, more than just his head is out of the hole, but still only like the upper part of his shoulders. You can see his shoulder plate bone actually looks like it's broken and almost right up against his neck. And his one arm is reaching around, grabbing, reaching, stretching as much as he can before finally grabs onto a mushroom, plucks it out, and then starts squeezing himself back into the hole.
You just want the mushrooms?
When there's nothing else to eat, they'll do.
Tell me, have you seen any new people around here lately?
And you hear like a hoarse cough as he's chewing on this mushroom. Yes, delicacies come.
Did you get them all? Where are the rest of them?
Don't know. One tasty morsel got away. The fat one's plump. Got away.
Okay. And then Hugo will just sort of like keep an eye down there and make sure he's not doing anything shady. But
All right, yeah. So you watch down there during this short rest. Another 10 minutes passes by. You see him repeat this process a couple times, extracting more mushrooms from the wall. And then after maybe 30 minutes or so, it seems as though he's receded completely into that crevice, and you don't hear anything from that area for the rest of the rest. So who is it? If you'd like to spend a short rest, just type short rest or SR or something in chat there so I know to apply it to you.
Interesting. So, out of character, guys, it sounds like what he said while Adam's doing that short rest. It sounds like what the troll said is that they killed the cultists except for the juicy one. Which,
Well,
I don't know.
maybe the trolls don't know how. The troll might not know how many they came with. Like they could have
that's true.
split up and like explored the tomb that way.
Well, and it is confirmed that at least a few of them got ate.
Yeah.
Good idea on the short rest, because now I got full key.
yeah, short rest is huge for monks. Since Hugo's not taking a short rest, he's just gonna try the last part of it to ritually cast detect magic, so that he doesn't make the party wait any longer.
Sure, yeah. You could assume you have done that in the last 10 minutes or so of the short rest.
Okay.
So is there anything on a person that they were curious if it is magic, or is this mostly focused around the room and just keeping it up as you move about?
Yeah, it's just mostly, especially since we saw those statues before that just like came to life. So he just wants it to like for the next 10 minutes to just scan and make sure there's nothing that's gonna surprise them.
Okay.
I'm also gonna.
So what about these pieces of tile here? What do you think?
Did they do anything during the hour I was watching that direction?
Not a thing.
Look like tiles.
What do we think this engraving means, right?
Yeah, Adam, you described the double doors. I heard the word bulging. What is that referring to?
Oh, we'll tell you when you're older.
Okay, let me get back to that exact description.
I thought I heard that word. Maybe
You did. No, you did. So the doors bulge out noticeably from their frame. That's what Spectre is able to determine. And yeah, anybody that's looking in that direction, spending any amount of time just checking these doors out, you can see. So imagine that instead of being flush, they're bulging, so the center is more pushed in your direction than the top and the bottoms are.
Oh, do you think
Concave.
that it's flooded with water?
No.
I
Perhaps.
feel like we would see water trickling
Maybe.
out.
But
If they're magic doors.
There's something on the other side.
It's flooded with water because there's no water in the water bowl to our west.
maybe, but I think I mean, they're not flush, so if it was water, it would seep out into this room.
Well, I'm gonna wait in here before someone else opens that door. Or I could do it with my mage hand.
I don't think we need to open it, right?
It looks like we're gonna have a bad time if we do.
Yes, right. We're surrounded by like rocky cavern. It could just be a cave-in, lots of rocks. I don't want to get crushed. Do any of you?
Oh, but it's probably someone's fetish. It's unlikely they went that way, because how would they get the door closed?
Yes.
That's true.
But we're missing the point of the door. Look at the engraving here. Look, do you think that's what's here? This pool?
What I suspect
Maybe.
is that the peoples went into the double door area where they have the giant pool. These peoples that were sleeping, 4 of them were activating the sleuth, as you I don't know what that means, but that's what you called it. Down to the north, and filled up the water, and then something bad happened, and these guys scuttlebutted out of here. Those 4 peoples, and then the other ones are dead in the watery grave. That's Gale's conclusion. And grins very proudly, looking around for affirmation.
You were on a roll before, but
Seeing
might have been a fluke.
I think, no matter what, though, we shouldn't go in. But
thank you, Armani.
Still, though, can we talk about the depiction, right? What do you think it means? Kurtu, you're the smart one. You too,
No.
Hugo.
We have Hugo now. Hugo is now the smart one, and he has special ability right now.
Yeah, it doesn't appear magical.
They seem strong, so you guys don't need to stand all the way back there.
No, that's okay. I'll stand all the way back here. That's fine.
Looks like it's some kind of summoning pool of some sort. Standard practice, really. Hugo puts on his little small glasses.
Have you dealt with that thing before? Summoning pool?
Oh, many times.
And what did you face?
Mostly fish.
What?
We did have a water elemental at one point. But who knows? Summoning in water is sort of weird to me.
Okay. Well, I think the logical answer is that we go that way, right?
Yeah, probably.
Are these statues in here?
So that was the way you guys came in, and yes, those are statues.
Rasmus, before you charge off on your own, take a look at this. This is a long, narrow hallway. Every room so far has been a trap or a puzzle. This looks suspicious to me. Like, I've been playing a bit of Elden Ring before I died 1,000 times and got frustrated. They really like hiding fucking like flamethrower traps and shit at the end of long, narrow hallways, so...
Yeah, so march down carefully.
Be careful.
Alright. Well, I'll pull out that javelin I had like last time, and I'll kind of twirl it around, and I'll bow to Spectre, and then I'll take it, and I'll start poking and prodding around in front of me, kind of doing like the whole pressure plate scenario again from the other room.
Look out for blades that come out of the walls, too. That almost took my head off that one time.
So as you look down this hallway, you can see that it drops sharply. So where you're standing, all the way down below, as far as you can see the it's descending essentially.
Oh, that's the drain. That's from the water drain. That's where water goes. I've solved it. I grin.
I'm gonna put my torch down towards the ground. Does it look dry?
It does, yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of like give Gale a side eye a little bit and move forward. Do I feel anything on my javelin? Can I see anything that looks abnormal, like any kind of odd traps or plates or anything that look? Because if I remember correctly, you said that there was dust that was disturbed. Can I see that in this hallway as well? Like, does it look like it's been traveled down?
Give me a blind check. And just to clarify, with your javelin, are you doing the poking the tiles in front of you kind of deal?
Yes.
You probably want to be like touching at the seams or something. It's tile, right? There are like seams and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. If you press down, if there's any like pressure plate that you hit, you're just gonna probably push it with the javelin and fuck yourself. You probably just want to like be dragging it across the floor, like looking for...
Do you want to do this, Spectre?
No, not really. Seems suicide.
This is the time you wish you had a lance.
That was awesome.
So you do notice that there is dust in this area. The pattern of the dust seems a bit strange. Most the places you've been so far, there's sort of dust everywhere. And the impression you get in this area is almost as though dust is kicked up and then just scattered about haphazardly.
Okay.
And I don't see any magic down the hallway within 30 feet.
You do not.
Okay.
Looks clear to me.
Well, I'm gonna... Oh, Hugo, are you gonna come with me?
I just want to watch, see what happens.
Well, could you move back to that spot you were at?
Oh, you're gonna jump?
Just
Yeah,
in
I'm
case he
gonna
gets
jump.
to run the fuck away.
And then I'm gonna like take off from here, and then once I get back to where I was at Adam, I'm gonna say kind of screw poking and prodding with the javelin, and I'm just gonna try to launch myself as far down as I can. So, if I get
repeat that one more time.
I'm gonna jump.
And
So
where are you
I'm
trying
gonna-
to jump from and to?
I'm gonna jump from here, and I'm gonna try to jump to about here.
What a genius. None of us can follow you, by the way.
Okay, so let's see, that's a 15-foot jump.
Yeah, I mean I should be able to make that with ease.
I think, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you jump. Now remember, you're jumping down, so you
I
kind of
understand.
land a little awkward. Give me another blind check.
I was looking for blind check under my skills.
Yeah, you land effortlessly. No concerns.
Okay.
Big
Now,
thumbs up
I'm-
from Hugo.
I'm gonna turn around and say, okay, everybody do what I did. Yeah?
All right. But keep going.
Wait,
Oh.
we're going down there too? I thought you were
Spectre-
just going to peek around.
Spectre still thinks that there's gonna be fucking dart traps or fucking lightning bolts or something shooting down this hallway, so she's good for now.
We'll know
She
soon.
hears Rasmus screaming.
There's
All
something that disturbs dust, that's for sure.
So when I land here, Adam, after I skipped a bunch of that, can I see as I land, like the dust, does it pick up from my feet and then kind of settle back onto the ground? Like, did I,
No.
I obviously disturb it? No, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you've disturbed some of the dust, but you don't draw a connection to what you just did versus the pattern of the dust that you saw.
And leading in front of me, can I continue to see a pattern of, like, dust and what you were describing before?
Yes, and again, it's not necessarily so much a pattern. I would just say, as you look at it, it seems odd, and it does not look like dust that just accumulates over time. It looks like almost as though dust is thrown up into the air and then allowed to just settle randomly or chaotically.
Okay. I'm gonna take another step forward. Alright. Okay. Still safe. I'm talking to myself at this point because they can't hear me.
As
Oh,
you
here we
step
go.
there, Rasmus, you
Fucking
notice
Christ.
all of a sudden Hugo, where you're standing, hadn't really paid too much attention to the specifics of this mosaic. You guys obviously saw it, saw the different pieces of it, but nothing too, that really kind of stuck out to you. However, now, right under your feet here, you notice this pattern of the mosaic, which looks like a sunburst. From the center of this, you see that the plate, a plate that you didn't even notice before, suddenly shifts. Your detect magic radiates pretty hard in the split second that this is all occurring, and you notice a ball, a large rock ball, suddenly appears in the middle through magical means.
Okay.
Once
Hugo.
it does, you see it almost immediately. It starts moving right towards you. What do you do instantly, Hugo?
Instantly.
Is there
out of the
anything
way.
here, any kind of snap reaction that you have?
I Misty step away.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Feel free to burn that slot, and let me unlock the tokens. Nobody move besides Hugo, please. All right, excellent. And then feel free to move up to 30 feet. Alright, in one quick instance, as this ball rolls down the sloped hallway, it moves at very rapid pace. Those of you back in the room, as this ball appeared, you're kind of shocked looking at this. You realize this is not just a large ball. It looks like it is an accumulation of skeletal hands. So think of this as body bone parts, right? And then a bunch of skeletal hands that are coming out of it. It rolls down really quickly, and as it does, Rasmus, where you're standing, it is going to move on past you, or at least try.
Do you have any chance to, run? He's a monk. He's got,
Well, unfortunately, the way this is classified as a trap, so essentially he's activated it, and this is what occurs. So as the ball rolls down super fast right towards your direction, you do get a dexterity saving throw, Rasmus, so you can go ahead and make that.
Okie dokie. I'm assuming that my danger sense comes into play there.
Yes.
Alright. Dexterity saving throw, is that what you said?
Yes. Okay, yes. So as the ball starts sliding down towards you, you manage to make yourself narrow, pushing yourself right against the wall, and you hear this eerie sound as all the skeletal hands just escape on by you, and almost like this whisk of air as the ball smashes against the far wall and shatters into a bunch of bones on the ground.
So this is a trap to keep Pebbles from walking up it. So you found the secret passages. He's very smart.
very secret.
Piece of
Rasmus,
cake,
is where
guys.
you're standing where the pressure plate, or wherever you triggered it? Did he
Did-
step on
is that
something?
what I-
Did that happen?
Is that what I gathered at him? That I stepped on something and triggered that?
I would say you don't know right away. If you want to spend time searching here, you might be able to determine that. But when you step in this direction and then you suddenly hear the rolling ball, it's the speed of you getting the hell out of the way. You don't know for sure.
Yeah, I guess as I come back and settle back into the space, I'll put my torch down towards the ground after hearing Spectre say that and see if I can find something.
Give me a blind check. The floor seems completely flush. There are these different tiles, but you don't see any pressure plates or any seams. You scan along the walls and even glance up towards the ceiling, but no, you don't see anything.
Alright, there we go. No, I don't know. I don't see anything, Spectre, but you guys
Was he
should
looking
move.
at this tile here?
I'm
You
assuming he's looking in his general vicinity, yep.
You guys should probably come on down before whatever it is starts over.
No, I don't think we should go down there because that's the way in, the secret way in. And that's the trap to keep Bipples from going in.
Well,
As
where
you
else do you
enter this
propose?
room, Rasmus, the smell of incense fills this room, and you can see there are rich tapestries that cover the walls. On the south wall, you see that there is some type of a chute, which you can see depicted there on the south wall as far west as it goes. You also notice in this room, spread around the room along the walls, are 6 sarcophagi embedded into the walls. You can see that there are tapestries that hang over them. And they kind of cling closely, so think of this as almost like cloths right over a stone's casket kind of deal, but obviously it's a sarcophagus.
Guys, you should get in here. There's more doors. A lot more doors.
Start following. I'll just ask Rasmus to point out when I get close to the place where he noticed that bad shit was happening.
Alright.
Are there-
And jump!
Are
Right
there,
now, jump!
Are there
I don't
other
believe him.
tiles in this room?
So remember,
we're
the
in?
ground is covered with a mosaic, so yes, there are certainly other things. I've only made that sunburst notable so you knew exactly where the ball emerged from, but just as a reminder of the mosaic here, the floor here is set with a beautiful tile mosaic showing a knight in plate armor wielding a glowing sword against a chimera. The chimera is no longer there, of course, as it came out of the ground and you guys destroyed it.
Hey, Hugo, are you able to, like, maybe cast Dispel Magic on this so the trap won't go off again? Just in case? Is that a possibility?
I can't cast that one.
Dylan, are you memeing? Is this actually where you were when... Can I tell where he jumped the first time and nothing happened? Like, do I see where he landed? Like a big disturbance of dust?
Not
You can,
really, no. Especially when the ball rolled down, it scattered the dust up into the
Sure.
air and kicked it everywhere in a very chaotic, haphazard kind of pattern.
Virtue, back off in case I trigger this. Okay?
Believe in your comrades.
Kiss
Jump!
my ass, Rasmus. I
Jump!
walk.
Oh, you're gonna die. It's gonna get you.
I'll be fine.
Right there. That tile there.
He's fucking with me. I know he's fucking with me.
That one. No, that one. Wait. Okay, you're really coming up on it. Alright, keep coming. You're good.
Alright, as you get to about there, Spectre, you notice with your very high passive perception that against the south wall here, there is what looks to be some type of... The tile against the wall is slightly ajar. You get the impression of maybe that there is a panel here that you could lower.
Rasmus, did you touch the wall when you were coming through here?
I got no clue, but
Can I see like a satyr handprint or like thing on it? Or did the ball like scrape against the wall as it was coming down and like fucked everything up?
That's certainly possible. Yeah, you don't see any obvious satyr handprints.
Virtue is out of the way. Rasmus, poke around the corner just in case another ball comes through here. And I will poke around at this panel. You said it can be lowered?
It looks like it can, yes.
I don't want to disturb you from coming down here, but I think I'd rather dodge the ball than what's in this room. So I'm just gonna stay here.
Fine. I pull down the thing.
All
However,
right.
it looks like it can be operated.
You take your fingers and get them in the edge where the tile matches up against the wall and just very carefully lower it and then lower it some more. And you realize that this looks to be some kind of a dumbwaiter. A small creature could fit in here with ease, but a medium-sized creature would have to squeeze. It looks like there is a rope that goes through the dumbwaiter. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what a dumbwaiter is, but essentially, okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, you can get in it and lower yourself. It doesn't look like there's any way to go higher here, but it does look like there's a way to go lower. So if you're in the dumbwaiter, you can essentially operate the rope and lower yourself.
There is a way down here. If you don't want to mess with that, if you're scared of that room, Rasmus, we can try to get through here. It's a tight fit. We'd have to go one by one.
Oh, I'm not scared of the room. I'm just there's sarcophaguses. Isn't
Yeah.
that like dead people?
Yeah.
It's gross.
Unless
There's like
you think,
6 of them in here. Maybe.
well, unless you think Verum is taking a nap inside one of them. We're not here to disturb the dead. We're here to find the dwarf and get out.
You think he went down that tiny little elevator on the corner?
Possible. Why don't we make a mental note? If you don't want to, it does look tight. Why don't we make a mental note of this, and then if we get stuck somewhere else, we can come back to this and revisit. Unless anyone has any way of, like, sending something down here, like a familiar, for instance, to peek around the bottom. It goes down.
Hmm.
I don't have. What is it?
I think I could do that.
I know I can. That sounds interesting.
Harmony, can you make yourself into a different person?
I can't hear you. You guys are all way up there.
I'm talking.
Yes.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to
Wait,
Harmony.
But I can also create a little friend. So either one.
Also, then you can see through the friend's eyes and stuff.
Actually, perhaps not.
If
it's
you're
just-
talking about Wild Companion, I'm a druid in my other companion. I believe you absolutely can.
Really?
Yeah, it's literally just a find familiar that lasts for not indefinitely, just like, what is it, half your druid level number of hours?
Find familiar lets you see through their eyes?
You can use an action to, as long as it's within, like, I think it's 100 feet of you,
Oh.
you can use your action to use their senses as if they were your own, but you are
I
blind and
see.
deaf while that happens.
Yep, I see it.
Don't worry. I will be your blind and your deaf.
So
Okay.
I will point out to Harmony where the dumbwaiter is, and then I will pop back to. I was here, right? Can we like mark it on the map or something? With like,
If you wish to do like a little X or something, feel free.
it's in like the draw tool.
Adam.
Yes.
Is it possible for someone outside of the dumbwaiter to raise it and lower it?
Ooh, good question. Typically, yes, and real dumbwaiters. Let me see how this one's described.
Oh my god!
Because that's
I'm
the
sorry,
point,
Adam, I'm fucking
right?
up so hard.
That's the point, because you can't. Laundry doesn't send itself downstairs.
That's true. Yeah, it's not usually a dumbwaiter's not usually for people.
Yeah, it has to be from some
Yeah.
other external.
Well,
So
source.
I'm gonna say
He said it was
yes.
small, so
Yeah.
I don't. He
So
said it's small.
unfortunately, these are not always really well described sometimes, but I'm going to say yes. So inside of it you could, and outside of it you could as well. So when you're inside, you're operating the ropes, because think of it like a rope going up and a rope going down, and whichever one you pull, it either goes up or down. So if you're inside of it, because the ropes are inside the box that is the dumbwaiter, you can raise or lower yourself, and if you're on the outside, you can manipulate the ropes to do the same.
All right. So your critter will work.
And I will be your eyes and ears, or whichever ones you need.
Yeah, should I stay in this room or?
Sure.
Well, you
I'll
have to be a
look at it.
certain distance away to be able to see through it. It's like 100
Oh.
feet total, so depending on how far the dumbwaiter goes down, you might have to be like in the hallway.
All right. Should we give it a go?
Yeah, I will watch after your 6, as Leroy would say.
In the hallway?
Yes, because you have to be close enough in order
Okay.
to see through his eyes.
Just want to make sure.
You're such an expert of find familiar, Gale. I'm really impressed.
Harmony is going to jump over this mosaic portion.
I'm going to stand on.
I don't know if you have to be within 100 feet for to be able to see through its eyes.
No, yeah, it says it in the
I think that's just to communicate with it.
the telepathically part.
Let me read this.
So I guess you could just rely on it to, I don't know, figure it out on its own, but...
I feel like because it's in the same paragraph, while your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, you can see through your familiar's eyes. So how I interpret this is, anything in this paragraph, you have to be 100 feet away.
If this
less.
is going to make or break your plan, let me know, and I'll do a double check reading of it as well.
I always thought telepathically was the issue, not the... Because you could have a bird up in the air and look around. That's what even Adam allowed that once, I think.
Yeah, you can do that.
And that's more than 100 feet.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, in the past, if it gets beyond the range, it can still do things. You can't connect with it, and I don't remember if you can see out of its eyes farther than that. But I remember the real challenge was when people would use them to scout, they would send them far away, and then if they were destroyed when they were beyond your range, you had no idea because you're not connected.
Cool.
By the way, Adam hates Find Familiar.
It probably doesn't matter, and I don't want to bog the game down anyway. So
Adam's gonna kill it right away anyway.
Only when people try to use Find Familiars to avoid any potential danger or to basically play the game for them instead of their characters. Then I'm like,
I feel like this is a smart idea before we go squeezing.
I'm not sure what it is yet, so I can't say one way or the other.
Out of character though, I do want to point out that Adam said that the space looks like a small creature could fit in it. So I mean that takes. Like
we could shove Kertu down there too.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. We're just exploring it because there's no way that we would be able to all fit down there. So
if we tried to pile in there and then something happened,
yeah,
that would be a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just send a little friend down there and we take a look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, but
if the little friend dies,
be able to go down there.
If the little friend dies, then she makes another one, right, Armani?
Exactly.
Just don't name it right now. Wait till it comes back.
They all have names.
So I'm going to summon Willow the Weasel.
Oh goodness, she.
Okay, so this is burning one use of your wild shape to cast the Find Familiar spell. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay, and so you conjure up a weasel. This is just a normal-sized weasel. Now, the thing with Find Familiar that is very specific, let me read the Druid version of this, because I know the thing that usually catches everybody is not having the appropriate materials. Okay, and the name of this ability, Armini, is Wild something?
Wild Companion.
Wild Companion. Okay, perfect. So this is without material components. So you don't need to worry about having the brazier then. So yeah, that will certainly work. Okay, so you have conjured a weasel, and you have a weasel in hand.
Isn't she cute? She kind of glows because she's not an actual animal.
Good looking weasel.
I put my hand on Armini's shoulder and I told you not to name it, but go on.
They all have names already. And I'm going to put it in the dumbwaiter and start sending it down. And I guess I'll warg or whatever you call it with it.
See through its eyes?
So then I will operate the dumbwaiter since you are going to be blind.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And I'm just gonna lean against the wall, so I've know where I left my body.
Okay, I'm just double checking Weasel to see if it has any special perceptions or anything along those lines. Okay, so the Weasel cannot see in the dark. It does not have dark vision. Doesn't have tremor sense or anything like that. So essentially it's relying on its nose at the moment. You put it in this dumbwaiter and start lowering it down into the darkness?
Yep.
Okay, you lower the dumbwaiter down, 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 and eventually you get to a point where you hear a slight as though the box of the dumbwaiter has connected with the tile ground, perhaps, or whatever's down there, and it will not lower any farther. As you look out of the weasel's eyes, you see darkness. You can smell. I think it says you get its senses, right? Or you can hear, so you don't get its senses.
So I say to Armini, can the weasel see in the dark?
No, apparently it's very dark down there. I don't think I can respond or anything, can I?
You're deaf right now.
You are deaf, right?
But you can unwarg and then warg back in if you want.
You can, yes.
Yeah.
And I can. It's not more than 100 feet away, right?
Right now, no.
So I can telepathically ask it what it smells.
And it's limited based on its intelligence as an animal, so I think it's going to respond to you and say, basically, dust, dank.
Sounds like there's more moisture down there, but it's too dark. I can't see anything.
Is there enough? Someone ask her if there's someone closer to her. Ask her if there's enough room to move around, or is it just at the bottom of a shaft?
Spectre's asking, is there enough room to move around?
Well, should we send it into the dark? Or should we
No.
bring it back up and cast light on it?
Yeah, bring it up. I'll cast a light on it or something. Give it a little collar. I mean, you already named it. Might as well put some clothes on it.
We can use one of the tiles, and it can carry it in its mouth or something from the chimera.
Okay, as the weasel gets in the box, I will bring it up.
Okay, you do so.
Okay, here's your little friend.
Does it bite him?
It's being awfully well behaved for a weasel. I mean, I could just tie like a piece of cloth onto it, or I mean, you can't like cast light on its fur, can you?
No. A light requires you touch an object, so it has to be some kind of an object.
Let's have it carry like a pebble in its mouth or something, and
Here's a piece of here's a piece of the tile that I took up from the thing. Here, Mr. Willow, little friend, bite on this, and you cast light on the thing.
Is that what you would like to communicate to it, Armini?
Yes.
Okay, so, and who's casting the light spell?
I guess Hugo will if nobody else has it.
So you're entering the hallway, Hugo, and then coming down to Armini and casting it there?
No. After Hugo saw that ball of hands, he's definitely not going in that hallway right now. So he's like, bring it over here.
You guys are a bunch of wusses.
It was a ball of hands.
we're playing
thought-
smart.
Well,
I didn't get hit by it. I didn't even get hurt. We're good.
the pieces of tile are in the room with Hugo, so I just need to send the weasel down the hall.
Fine, well, give me my piece of tile back, please. Thank you. I put it in my pocket.
Okay. So
There you go.
So once the weasel shows up with the tile in its mouth, Hugo will reach down and sort of boop it and cast light on it.
Okay.
No, you have to use one of the tiles from the room that you're in because he took his tile back.
Okay. Fine.
Why don't you just use a piece of copper, like a copper penny?
Oh my goodness, here comes all the different ideas.
Who cares?
Smaller.
Just grab something.
So, Armini, you made your way up here out of the hallway, just to clarify, with the weasel in hand.
No, the weasel did.
Just the
Be
weasel.
scared.
Okay.
This is important.
Just the weasel.
Okay, so the weasel walks up here, and you're telepathically telling it to just wait there and basically let Hugo do whatever. Hugo, you're taking a small piece of broken tile, casting light on it, and then trying to communicate to the weasel to grab it in its mouth. And Armini, you're basically just saying, yeah, do that. So it grabs a piece of tile in its mouth, and it comes back.
Yep.
All right, in the box, we try again.
I hate how specific we're being right now. It's making me really nervous.
Yeah. Yep.
Up here, come on. Good boy.
All right, I'm gonna slip it back into the dumbwaiter and tell it to, hold the tile so that it can see where it's going.
Okay.
Does Will the Weasel have a family?
Oh my goodness, I start
Wouldn't ask
lowering the
that
box.
right now if I were you.
I'm its family.
All right. So you lower the dumbwaiter back down. Now with light from the pebble, the weasel scans around, and you're looking out of its eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna warg back in.
Okay, so I'm going to try to describe this to you, what you're seeing. Once you lower the weasel down, so obviously it's going down vertically, it tells you then it sees a set of stairs that, or I'm sorry, this is what you're seeing out of its eyes. You see a set of stairs that go up this direction, and then there is a closed door. So it seems to be a very narrow area here. And then it's very small, very nothing really of significance here other than the stairs going to the dumbwaiter and then from the dumbwaiter up to this door.
So are the stairs and the door like as if they were made for a small person?
No, only the dumbwaiter is designed with small in mind, and you're again assuming that's because maybe it was like lowering. It could be clothes, but it might be food. It might be something like that. Usually it's transporting things from, you would just know this in general, like servants would use dumbwaiters so that the nobles or whoever they're waiting on don't actually have to see the servants. They would just say like, I'm hungry, and then the dumbwaiter comes down with food in it, kind of deal.
Okay, I just wanted to rule out that it was like a elevator for small people. Okay. The weasel is definitely gonna hop on out and try to approach the door and look for identifying characteristics and any cracks.
Okay, so just give me a blind check. I'm going to take whatever you roll for your blind check and apply that to the weasel stats. Okay, so the weasel tells you it doesn't see anything else of significance. You're eyeing out of your eyes, seeing what you can see, and doing the best you can looking through its eyes. It's a little bit, different than what you're used to, obviously, because its head bobs about and that kind of deal. So yeah, other than what has already been described, nothing else sticks out to you.
So there's no way for, like, the door is shut firmly. Like, there's no space underneath it or anything for a weasel to fit through.
Not only is it shut, it looks like it is. There's actually like a coil of rope that has been tied onto the door, and then there is a piton that has been hammered into the wall on the west part of the wall, and the rope is tied to the door handles to the piton, looking as though this door has been tied shut.
Guys,
That's weird.
I think we're going from, like, we need to go through those double doors. This is how people get in. So the pitbulls came into the door, and then they locked the door with the rope, then took the waiter up because it was up top, and then they got the little feet, and they came into here.
Harmony is
What?
gonna look for tracks through the weasel's eyes.
Real quick though, guys, I don't think people can fit up and down this way. Like, I feel like you think it's like an elevator in the wall, but it's a tiny little dumbwaiter.
You could squeeze. It said clearly, it looks like you could squeeze. I could squeeze in there.
And I don't know, just that.
I'm a medium person.
Another blind check, Harmony. There definitely is signs of the dust being disturbed on the stairs here. It's all sort of kicked about and kicked around, that sort of thing. It looks like there was a lot of movement, chaotic movement here somewhat recently.
Okay. Well, if Willow cannot find any sort of cracks to slip through in order to move anywhere else, then he's just going to have to get back on the dumbwaiter.
Okay.
And Harmony will come to and say, it's a dead end, so bring him up.
But you so cleverly discovered that there's a rope down there, so Pipples have been down there securing the door. So Pipples have used this elevator thing, and you were very smart with that little guy of yours.
Once Willow is on the way back up, Harmony will tell everyone everything, including the fact that there's recent activity.
Sounds like it does sound like they went down there. Maybe they didn't use the dumbwaiter, but someone is down below.
But the door was locked from the weasel's side.
Yes. So
It's the stupid waiter.
What do you think that means?
That means that they came to that door, locked the door with the rope, then used their little bodies to squeeze into the dumb waiter, and came up here and then did their... From there, I have no idea.
Usually that means something bad is on the other side of the door.
Yeah, maybe they ran into a trap or a monster of some sort that they couldn't deal with, and they had to block it in.
Well, that would take a lot of power to lock a deadly monster into a door, close it, and tie it up with rope.
Yeah, they had a big group. If you get enough people to bar a door, hold a door, if you will, you could probably...
Guys, I don't want to speed anything up, but it's kind of spooky in here all by myself.
Then get your ass back up here so we can discuss our next moves. It sounds like Gale wants to try to go through here.
I don't think
I
it's
want to
smart.
see what that room looks like.
A quick question for the people in the hallway. Do the tracks sort of stop where the dumbwaiter is?
There's no tracks. The ball would have eliminated.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What about the room after that?
I'll say, Harmony, are you good? I'm gonna go see what Rasmus is up to.
I want to come too. I'm going to follow you, but I'll let you go first.
Okay, let's go.
Wait for them
And
to trigger
Gale,
the trap.
as you
and
step
build.
to there, Rasmus, you notice instantly as the bones that are down here immediately vanish.
Oh, I found the spot
gonna
where you're
die.
not supposed to step.
Back up in the main room, those of you that are there notice suddenly as once again on that sun mosaic tile, this ball of skeletal hands suddenly appears. And you guys know what's coming here as the ball immediately rolls down and moves very quickly down this direction, passing through this hallway and eventually smashing against the back wall. As that occurs, I will need both Harmony and Gale to make dexterity saving throws.
This is with a +2 for my shield master. I'm going to inspire that one. There we go.
Better.
Yes.
Should I turn
You
to
can-
public again?
Yes, turn yourself to public, but unfortunately both of you have failed this save. So let's start with Harmony first.
Willow is sitting on my shoulder.
So Willow is going to be destroyed instantly by this. I can say that with confidence. Harmony, as this bone boulder smashes into you, you're going to take... sorry, hang on one sec.
How many dice are you rolling, sir?
Okay, so actually, no. I was just double checking because I had this written down incorrectly. So, Rasmus, you don't have evasion or anything, do you?
Yes, I do.
You do. Okay, even better, because I forgot to say that even on a successful save, you take half damage from this. But since you have evasion, even better. I totally didn't mess up. Excellent. Okay, here it comes. So, Harmony. Alright, so you're going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, 16 slashing damage, and as that occurs, the skeletal hands grasp onto you, and you are now on the ball as it continues rolling. It then rolls forward towards Gale. Gale, you also failed the check. Once it slams into you, you're going to suffer 20 points of bludgeoning damage, 22 points of slashing damage. The ball continues going before smashing against this back wall. Now, as it's getting ready to smash into the back wall, both of you can attempt a strength or dexterity check, not saving throw, just a check. So you just click on the word strength or dex. You can only pick one of the two of them. Okay, so Gale, unfortunately, you fail. And Armini, you can choose either strength or dex, basically whichever one is higher. Just click on the word of that stat on your sheet. Okay, that is technically a save, but you don't have a bonus to it, so no worries. Yep, you fail that as well. So as both of you are trying to break free from this ball before it smashes into the wall, you both fail again. Once it smashes into the wall, you suffer some additional damage. So Gale, we'll keep it the same order. Armini, you are going to take 19 bludgeoning damage and 10 slashing damage. And then Gale, you will take 13 bludgeoning and 20 slashing. Once again, the ball smashes against the wall, so I'm going to do this. Bones are once again visible there. I'm going to move Gale, and I'm going to unlock the tokens. Then I'm going to move Gale and Armini down here, as both of them have been taken on a wild ride by this skeletal ball. Okay, so after that occurs, smashing, very much pain. Now we are unlocked and can continue.
Very much pain.
Rasmus, did you see what tile I stepped on?
Yes, I could have shown you. I didn't know you were darting down here so quickly. You just took off running.
I'm not blaming you. Just let know for other pipples.
You sure we don't want to just try the dumbwaiter at this point?
All we have to do is just not step on it. It was the exact same spot where Erasmus stepped before.
I don't think the dumbwaiter is a good idea. Look, I mean, we'd have to go down there one at a time, and if they lock something in, what if that thing starts to come while there's only 1 or 2 people down there? That sounds dumb.
When I see doors rigged shut, it does not make me want to open them.
No, that's where they came from.
No.
Okay, let's see here. How are we going to pull ourselves together?
So this is the dumbwaiter right here in my
to-
circle. And Rasmus is going to tell us where that happened so that we don't all get fucked.
Okay, jump.
And Rasmus is going to stop fucking memeing. And tell us. And the rest of you probably want to get out of the line of fire in case another ball comes rolling through your face. I don't know if you're down there.
Yeah.
I can use this on myself.
I'm considering using a spell just to make it a non-issue.
You can use that on yourself, Armini. Keep in mind that can only heal you up to half. So if once you get the number of points, if you take yourself up to half your HP, then you'd want to divide the others. Also keep in mind you can only do it with creatures within 30 feet of you.
You need to come closer.
Well, initially, he was.
No, but
I know.
You got to get out of the way from the rolling boulder.
There you go.
No, I will tell you that I just walked down this hallway up to this point and I was safe, so you do not have to worry about anything until you get here, at least. For when Dylan decides to be a fucking memer again.
Yeah, you guys are good until way down here. It's right there. See it? There.
Why don't
Right there.
we mark it
There.
on the
There.
map
There.
with
Right
a
there.
little
Right
danger? There you
There.
go. Bad
Right.
spot. And
So
hope
are
it's
you
not 10
stepping
feet
up
wide.
with some kind of chalk and marking that area?
No.
All right, I'm
Just
messing
point
with
at
you.
it. Just point at it. Alright. And Hugo is going to try to jump over.
Try to jump. Don't try. Use your calves and leap.
Alright.
The green X is the bad spot.
It's literally 5 feet, Hugo. Come on.
Yeah. And he runs and jumps.
All right, you jump past it. Obviously, as long as your strength is like 10, you're no problem at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna play catch on the other side, Adam, because I know when I landed it was slippery, albeit I jumped like 25 feet. So, but I'm still gonna try to make sure no one falls.
Okay. Yeah, and
Backwards.
with this shorter distance that he's jumping, no real risk here. So yes, you're free to jump across here.
I did it. He like giggles in your arms. All right. On with it.
That was weird. Yeah. Okay, Spectre, come on.
Yeah.
Is there any way
Right,
to
it's
like?
right there. Jump.
I can easily do this. I have more than 10 strength, and I'm a monk and all that bullshit. So
As long as you're
I get
picking
that.
the green tile, and that's when you're assuming you want to avoid, yeah, you can.
While Spectre's in midair, I'm gonna move in and try to catch him.
I kick him.
Yeah, you guys managed to somehow not fall to the ground here.
So, Adam, since I only have an 8 strength, am I able to do a running jump?
You can. I think the running jump assumes that everybody... Let me just double check the rules real quick. So, let's see. When you make a long jump, you can cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet. So, yes, if you run the 10 feet, you'll be able to jump 8 feet. So, yes, you can clear it.
Yay! Not bad for little legs.
Yeah, that was good.
How come you didn't try to catch me?
There was this face you made while you were jumping, and it kind of spooked me. You open your mouth when you jump and you stick your tongue out.
He gave him the ick.
You know, there's a basketball player. I don't know if you're familiar. It's a sport in the Feywild, but he sticks his tongue out when he dunks the ball. You look kind of like that.
Alright, are you guys doing okay? Harmony, Gale? Do you need a minute?
I got hit by 75 hit points of damage on that one, and Harmony looks almost dead. Are you doing something special with your holy symbol, Harmony?
Yes. So I can divide these up however I want, right?
You can,
Up
yes.
Yeah, up to someone's hit point maximum.
Half
Or
of
half.
their-
The half.
Yeah, half, yeah. That's what I meant.
So I mean, I can give you like 15 hit points.
Okay.
Okay, this is Gael, right?
Gale, yeah. Good.
Gael. Yeah, and so we'll just divide it in half. So take 15 healing.
Okay, thank you so much. You are a very important person.
And how many are you taking, Harmony?
15 as well.
Okay. So, oh, right, that's right. You're multi-class. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little bit. And
Who wants a healing potion? You guys are
Oh,
needing
wait.
this more than me.
would that be
It's not a
Would the
spell, so
disciple-
it doesn't... Disciple of
Okay.
Life doesn't affect it.
okay.
I just took my last healing potion there, so I'm at half strength right now, half hit point.
I'll give you my last healing potion.
She is a very gifted healer, I assure you.
All right, so a
And-
quick reminder for everybody, since this description came a while ago, you guys weren't all in here yet. The smell of incense fills this room, and rich tapestries cover the walls. On the south wall, there's a chute that is back in this direction. Let me just point this out real quick. You can see this chute back here. And it is, the door represents the chute. It is slightly ajar. And let's see, there are 6 sarcophagi that are embedded in the walls. If it matters exactly where they are, there's here, 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 and here. And those sarcophagi are behind tapestries. So the tapestries hang down, but the tapestries are very close to the sarcophagi. So you can think of it as the image of the sarcophagus is sort of visible through the tapestry, just because the tapestry is like clinging to it.
Are these vertical sarcophagi?
Yes.
I see no reason to screw with these.
No,
Unless-
that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I'm gonna
detect
look at the.
magic check, for if anything's glowing.
Harmony is going to give Gale 2 good berries.
Oh, okay, thank you. This is 1 hit point again or something?
3
3. That's
each.
great. Oh, I will
So-
eat them both. These are so yummy.
You do not detect any magic other than amongst your companions in this room, Hugo.
Hey, Adam, any of the tapestries look like they're different than the others, like they've been messed with?
Blind check.
I'm rolling great. This is going to be easy.
Love the confidence. No, nothing sticks out to you as though any have been altered or messed with.
Harmony, you want to drink this healing potion? I got an extra one.
Sure. Thanks.
When I hand it to her, I'm gonna lean in and whisper, "Look, Gale is a really nice guy, but I don't think he's that smart. So don't just go charging behind him."
Thanks for the tip.
And I'm gonna smile and wave at Gale. "Hey, buddy, you okay?"
No, I'm not okay. I got consumed by a ball of bones with hands. It was gruesome. Not okay. No.
It's better than eaten by a monster at the bottom of a dumbwaiter.
And then on the top of it, I'm not allowed to kill this vermin guy, apparently. So this is not a good day.
No. But you can kill his friends. Come on. Let's pick a door.
Fine, pick a
Spectre.
door.
Since I'm over here, I'm gonna listen at this door. Do I hear anything? Is there anything special about this door, or is it just like a normal?
It looks similar to the other doors you've seen here, stone doors. Nothing of significance. Blind check, please. You hear nothing of significance.
The last double doors looked like trouble. Let's go this way first, I think.
Fine.
I guess Rasmus is opening the door. I'll back off a little bit. Get behind him.
Well, before I open this, there was traps before, so maybe you guys wanna,
Let me count 30 feet from door. 5, 10, 15.
Okay, Hugo, you can stand close. You got brass balls.
Get
on
away
you.
from the walls, though. Maybe the undead will come open if the door. That could be a trap.
It's just another door. Yeah.
Alright, you open both doors and make your way into this larger room. As you do so, you notice that this room contains a bunch of dusty shelves and tables that are empty. You can see there's like a swirling kind of strange eddy of dust along the east wall.
And just so we're all clear, east is this one.
Correct.
Okay. Where specifically? Is it like all along the wall, or?
Nope, it's pretty well contained to right about this area here.
See anything, Hugo? With your
Nothing
magic
yet.
eyes? Oh, well, now we're gonna have to go through double doors, huh?
It's the first challenge.
So am I not to step on the super dust?
Yeah, watch out for that wall to the east.
Wait for everyone to get in here in case something bad happens. Doors slam shut. Trapped in here. Poison fills the room. I'm just spitballing here. I've seen a lot of adventure movies.
Yeah, if we die together.
Alright, as you are all now in the room, you hear a voice suddenly emerges from that eddy of dust on the ground. And
Of course
it is
it does.
a feminine voice which calls out, "Oh, more strangers. There sure seems to be a lot of interest in my master's tomb these days." And before your eyes, you see a figure, ethereal and present, suddenly appears.
Snow, paper, a ghost!
Sounds like a Scooby-Doo thing.
That's from
Twinkies.
Friends, right?
Greetings.
And you see she turns her head and looks over towards you and gives a slight smile. You notice she has obviously everything about her is spectral. She has these spectral spectacles at the end of her nose, and she looks over them towards you, Hugo, with a slight smile as she nods.
He doesn't seem hostile or anything. She's just
Not so far.
what's her like mannerisms?
She
we tell?
is floating here and looking at you with maybe slight curiosity.
We have come seeking an interloper into your master's tomb.
Oh, that must be one of the other recent arrivals.
Probably.
Yes. We hope to remove him at your discretion.
Well, good luck. The tomb is quite a dangerous place these days. I haven't seen anybody, but I've heard the commotion. Can't say exactly where you might find this one you're looking for.
Excuse me? Can I ask you a question? Who was Daedalus?
Daedalus? He was my master, a powerful diviner in his day.
And what did he do here? If you don't mind me asking.
You notice she suddenly floats to you at a very fast pace, getting really close and pushing her spectral face up towards yours. Don't you understand what a diviner is? Have I not explained myself clearly enough?
He's just kind of stupid.
Yes,
You
I
see
am,
she moves a
unfortunately.
little bit back from your face now, looking over towards you, Spectre. Oh, yes, I've dealt with many stupid people in my day. Did not think I would have to deal with them forever.
Forever. Did your master ask you to stay here? What happened to you?
I was tasked with guarding the library. You see she motions with her hand, indicating this room is the library. But as you can see, I have failed. If the two tomes were ever remained here, everything would have been fine. But as you can see,
Oh, sorry to hear that. Do you know if they were where they were taken out of the tomb or deeper inside?
she now floats to you very quickly once again. I don't know. One day they were here and then they were just gone. How could I watch every book? I couldn't see everything. I can't have eyes on everything everywhere at all times.
Unfortunate. If we should have, do you any favorites of Master Daedalus? Daedalus? Did I get that right? She would pronounce it correctly, I think.
She said Daedalus, yep.
Daedalus, yeah. Any favorites if we happen to come across it in our travels?
You notice she seems to relax once more. Oh, yes, well, there was one volume that was of particular interest to my master. If that could be returned, maybe even beyond the veil of death, he would suddenly know how important it was to me to guard this. He would feel it. He would understand it. Maybe even bring about a measure of peace.
What was it called?
Oh, yes. What was that volume? It had a very, strange title. Yes, that's right. Transubstantiality across potentialities.
I'll remember that. We bring that back here if we spot it, maybe.
Now, the people we are seeking are searching for a way to find an item somewhere in the world. Is there anything in here that would enable them to do that?
She looks towards you as though you are like a one of the dumbest people. Like the look she gives you is one of absolute disgust. Oh my goodness. The greatest diviner of all time, and you ask me if something in here could be used to find something? Do you not understand what divination magic is?
Yes, but I don't know how to do it.
She looks back towards you, Spectre. Do you make it a habit to travel with only stupid people?
I do what I'm paid to do. Unfortunately, this is just my life right now.
You see,
But-
she like tisk tisk tisks, and you see she fades away.
Wasn't that bad of a question? Come on.
No, I see what you were getting at. Like, if there's a particular area that has the ability to do that. That was very smart.
Well, she didn't seem to know where they were anyway, so I don't think they came this way.
So is that the library that she's supposed to be protecting?
What?
The double doors. Is that because we're not in a
I think
library?
I think this is the library, and it's just empty.
Oh, library with dead bodies. Okay.
You see dusty shelves and empty tables all around this room. It does give you the impression of maybe a library back in its day.
They took all the books.
I've never been in a library at all.
Just noticing there was a crack in the light there, so I just fixed that.
I thought it was intentional. I was like, oh.
I was going to try to play it off like, oh, it's slightly ajar, but no, it's closed.
And is there any sort of like engravings on this door? I'm sorry, do you have a description?
No, there's nothing special with these doors leading to the north here. But yeah, as you guys are eyeing those doors and deciding which way to go next, we are halfway through our session here, so why don't we pause and take our 15-minute break?
Sounds good. Right after a creepy ghost session. Always nice.
All right, see everybody back in 15. Alrighty, folks, we are back on the second half of our session here. The team is currently exploring this. They're not even sure exactly what this area yet is. Well, yes, guys, we are back in it. Feel free to take it away.
I mean, the ghost lady called it a tomb, right?
Yes. I want to point out, we didn't count, but that an engraving on that door had one main wizard surrounded by smaller wizards surrounding the pool. What if these are the smaller wizards, the ones that follow Deuterus? And that would explain why there's a ghost here clinging to what's left of him.
I'm sorry, who is these?
There's like, you don't see those?
6 sarcophagi.
That was in
They're
the other.
standing.
Yes.
That was in the previous room.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
in the library right now.
that's right. But you get what I mean, though.
Yeah, I saw him. I don't
Do you
see a
think
reason.
do you think she would mind if we hung out here for 10 minutes while I said some prayers?
I don't know, she's pretty touchy.
Well, we told her we'd get her book, so.
Alright.
But
She called me
Harmony's
stupid,
gonna-
though.
Kneel
Well-
on the ground and start praying fervently.
while she does that, look, I've got a question. Maybe one of you can help, but the only sorcerer I knew, he was friends with, I think his name was Brandol or something. But he was a divination wizard.
Randall?
Well, I haven't heard from Frederick in quite some time, who is the sorcerer that I knew. But what I know about divination from him and from Brandel is that it helps you locate or find things or people. So do you think that's why he came here? He's obviously trying to use this place to maybe find where his mask is.
Yeah, so clearly
Oh,
he
yeah.
does not have the mask with him. A. B. We have not found the little shit, so I can chop his head off. And so are we going to go through these double doors and go shopping? He said that she hadn't seen anyone. So are we looking for vermin or are we going shopping through those doors?
I don't see why we can't do both at once.
I think
Just pretend you
Harmony wanted to cast a spell first.
She's praying. She's a good prayer.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
praying the prayer of healing.
And she
And-
when she-
I don't think that her disciple of life is calculating correctly.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're right. So it should be 2 plus the spell level. It should have prompted you for the spell level. If it didn't, I know I've been having troubles with that macro recently. So Prayer of Life was level 2, though, right?
Mhm.
Yes, and it did prompt me.
Okay, so it must not be calculating properly then. So it should be 2 plus 2, so 4 back for you, and then you spent 10 minutes, you said here?
Unless
Yes.
anything bad happens to us, I'm okay to wait.
Yeah, not in the 10 minutes. Yep, so the Prayer of Healing will go off, and that will restore 13 to, I think that's everybody, right?
Yeah, anybody that needs it. But so that should be, is that 13 and then plus the,
You get 4, yep.
no, like does that include the disciple of life for everybody else?
I think Disciple of Life is for you, right?
Well,
No,
it applies
that's
for good
that's
berry.
the blessed healer.
Oh, Blessed Heal. Okay, let me double check Disciple of Life. Okay, yeah, no, that would work. So everybody would get 17.
Sounds good.
Wait, you
17 and then I get 4 for myself on top of that, right?
Blessed
would be
Healer for you, yes.
Yeah.
you just kneeled down and prayed, and I feel 17 points better.
Yes, praise Eric.
Yes,
the
praise Eric.
wonderful
Thank you,
Deity.
and I'll help you up.
Who is Eric?
That's a god.
Well, I'm so glad you asked.
Oh,
How much
goodness.
time do you have?
Not long. We're in a tomb.
Don't worry, I will fill you in about Eric. He's a good guy.
Yes. I've never heard of a god with a name like that.
Just
I know,
FYI,
great
if
name,
you guys are
great
noticing
name.
any oddities here, I'm noticing that the lighting is really bad the way they drew the lines in this module, so I was trying to fix them on the fly. So apologies if that broke anybody's immersion temporarily.
I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I'm gravely offended.
All right, I'm
Is there
gonna.
anything, is there anything special about these doors before we smash our faces through them? Like, is there another mural on these ones, or what's going on here?
Looking to the north from this room, so the library that you're in now, looking to the north, no, it does not seem to be anything special here.
I'll come listen at the door, see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Alright, blind check.
Rasmus was about to open it, and then he sees Spectre moving up, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
You hear Rasmus breathing kind of heavily next to you.
Go ahead. These ones aren't bulging or anything, right? They're just normal doors.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, Rasmus, as you open one set of the double doors here, you notice a throne on a massive dais resembling a floating cloud concealing a golden sun. Seated on the throne is a 12-foot tall, regal, and well-muscled humanoid male with a flowing white beard and purple toga.
Okay, guys. Well, so to describe what's in front of us, well, yeah, let's just go in. He looks safe.
Great. Come on, everyone. Is he reacting to us in any way?
Hello?
No, he is not.
Oh,
he
is there anything on the
moving?
dais?
The throne is on the dais, and then the man is on the throne. As you get a bit closer here, Rasmus, closer to the man on the throne, you will notice that he speaks to you suddenly. Ye who seek Diderus's insight must first furnish tribute, that Diderus might work his mighty magic. Lay such tribute at my feet, or depart.
Can I look at his feet? Is there, like, examples?
You don't see anything at his feet.
Might be a book. That's why the library's all gone. People needed to take a book to offer him.
I'm gonna take the loot of illusions off my back, Adam, and place it on the throne. Or not the throne, but at his feet, like he asked.
Okay.
Didris
How-
was. She said
how's
he was
this?
a diviner, right? The ghost lady.
Yeah, it's a magic loot, right?
Yes, divine. We're here for divine magic to find stuffs.
No, he's asking for tribute. He's saying if we want to
No, I
know
know,
his...
but Spectre said it's the diviner. Yes, divine.
Hey, maybe we should ask for where the white mask is.
Exactly. That's what we should do. Not wisdom, knowledge.
Well, let's
Right.
pay our
Well,
tribute first
well,
before we
yeah.
provoke anyone.
Rasmus, after you place the loot there, you see the large man's hand points towards you and he says, "Your tribute is accepted."
Nice. All right.
I will look through my sheet real quick to see what I have.
That's a good choice. Rasmus is not very smart. He's kind of smart, but he feels very proud of himself, and now he doesn't have to carry around that damn loot.
It did kind of screw us over before. Wizards
Oh, no.
always need like gold for like spellcasting components, so I'm just gonna throw down a pouch of 50 gold, or not like throw it, but like place it at his feet. You know.
Okay, feel free to
Let's see what
drop
happens.
50 gold, and he
Yep.
will repeat this as he points to you and says that your tribute is accepted.
He takes
Nice.
money, guys. Excellent.
All right. A little light in the pockets right now.
Hey, Army, do we all have to pay tribute or just a couple of peoples?
And it sounds like we do, because he's singling us out.
As he pointed at each of us individually, so...
Oh, I know what he wants.
I'm going to pull out my my map of my homelands because of my backstory, Adam. And I'm going to say,
This is what he wants. A map. Who can ever turn down a map?
And you lay that near the loot and the pouch of gold.
Yep.
And he repeats, pointing to you and lets you know that your tribute is accepted. Okay,
Oh,
Gale, you do the
nice.
same, 50 gold. He says your tribute is accepted.
After seeing the two people put down 50 gold and then Kurtu putting down a map, I'm like, I bet you guys feel stupid now, huh?
Hugo's gonna put down
Hey.
10 gold and say, "I'm sorry, I'm a little light right now."
He says your tribute is accepted.
Harmony
Maybe
is
you guys
going-
should get some change.
Oh, that's okay. Is it like
Harmony?
disappearing when
No.
that happens? Okay.
Harmony is going to set down her vial of holy water.
He will let you know that your tribute is accepted.
All right. 6
She
for 6,
bows.
guys.
Was that
I'm
everybody?
good. Yeah. That's everybody. So, where do those double doors go?
Probably back to the same room we came from with the sarcophagi, based on the layout of this place.
Wait, shouldn't we ask?
Hugo goes up to it and says, "Where is the location of the white dragon mask?"
He does not reply.
I think he's a gatekeeper. Like, if we didn't pay the right toll, he was probably going to kick our ass. That'd be my guess.
Well, why don't you ask him?
He's
No.
not responding to questions.
Okay,
Let's just go.
Mr. Hello, great, the powerful wizard. You've taken our tribute. What does that give us for?
He does not reply.
Oh, will it? Oh, well, okay. Thank you, sir.
Once again, I think Rasmus is right. I think we had to do something to secure passage. And it sounds like
But that's not what he said. He said, who wants to benefit from Didier's...
Yeah, so
What
maybe...
did he say?
Knowledge or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
he-
Didris'
through-
good shit is deeper in.
Look,
Yeah.
guys, I'm on a roll here, so let me go with it, right? Look,
Didier, where
What-
do we benefit from Didier's insight?
he's not gonna talk to you. Look, I think.
I can try talking to him.
Yeah, go for it.
He does
She just-
not reply.
See, I think. I don't know why, but it seems like each little section is like a little trial to get further into the tomb, right? And then he says if we seek his knowledge, what if his knowledge is not him, but that pool? Right?
On the
I want my
door?
holy water back.
In the document.
No, don't take it back.
And this,
I mean, I like that.
this may give something away, but I'm just clarifying here. Prayer of Healing is a 10-minute cast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Detect Magic, that
Yes.
lasts for 10 minutes?
Yeah, Detect Magic is gone at this
Okay,
point.
just checking.
So I'm thinking what this guy, big guy here, right? I think what he does is we have to pay some kind of tribute, right? Whatever, I don't know what the price is that we have to beat, but we all beat it in some way, right? And now we can move freely throughout this room. There might be extra doors if we want to check, but this looks
Army
like
takes a step closer to the guy and says, "Which direction should we go?"
He
That's
does
awesome.
he does not move or respond in any way.
Let's think about this. We were just on the other side here, walking through that sarcophagus place. These double doors track as being based on the layout of the rooms. These double doors to our south, these ones, track as the doors to that room that we've already been in. This was the library. We haven't been through here yet. I don't see anything else. This looks like... He looks like the guard. This is the way... This is the only way we haven't been.
100%.
Aside from done that,
Wait,
done way.
that's what I look.
Just open the door. Listen, open door. Let's move. We got to go. We got to
Listen.
find the vermin.
I listen at the door.
That's not fair.
Blind check.
I sent it.
You do not hear anything.
Go ahead.
Please.
I say nothing.
It's like a statue.
Okay, Rasmus, as you open the door. Oh, jeez, I swear. So let me fix the wall there real quick. 1 second. However, as you open this door, those of you still in the room, you're going to notice sort of like a wavering, and you will see that there is suddenly at this large man's feet, you see treasure suddenly appears nearby. This is piles of coins. You can see some necklaces on top of it. You can see a bottle on top of it, and then many copper pieces and other bits and bobs and that sort of thing. You get the impression that this is treasure that others have laid before.
Don't touch it. Let's just keep going. Find the vermin.
Gail, see, look, Gail's thinking.
Gail's
We can
I'm-
get that on the way out.
Hugo's not going to touch it, but he will look for anything that looks magical with like his arcana knowledge.
Okay, blind check.
Well, while you're looking, is there a dragon mask in there?
So you notice a stoppered bottle, and just based on how it is constructed, you're pretty sure it is some kind of potion.
Okay. He's like, that's a magical potion right there. I'm not going to touch it, I don't think, though.
probably not a good idea. Are we supposed to be seeing this big-ass arrow on the ground, or is that a...
Yeah, so that's to let you know the direction of the stairs. So, and this always confuses me, so let me make sure I'm telling you guys this right, and then just remember the arrows, they all point the same way to indicate. So, so the where the arrow points means going up. So where you see an arrow, that means the stairs from the base of the arrow to the tip of the arrow are ascending. So you guys would be descending if you take that way.
We're at the top of the stairs.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, before I go, I'm gonna look at Spectre and give her a thumbs up, and then take my javelin and kind of twirl it around in my hand to the butt end of it, and I'm gonna poke the stairs on both sides before we enter.
Okay, yeah, you do so.
Haha. See, nothing to be afraid of. Go, 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 go. I'm just kidding. We're good. Oh, I'm gonna put my hand up.
I stop.
As you enter this room more fully, you notice two long stone tables on the south part of this room. To your north, you can see some figures in the darkness sitting around a marble table.
That's where I'm at. I'm just gonna like put my hand behind me and kind of like put out like all my fingers like stop, and I'm just gonna say, Kurtu, come down here.
Has anything blown up yet?
Kurtu, just come down here, please.
My leader's job is never done. Oh my gosh,
You haven't really done much yet.
I'm gonna stop him when he gets right there.
I've been listening to you guys ramble on. That's what I've been doing.
I'm gonna say, look, there's some people around the corner.
As you enter the room and not taking, really cautious steps to remain silent, you can see that there are these individuals sitting around this marble table. The ones on the north side of the table look and eye and see you as well. They don't seem to particularly care.
Alright, Kurtu, you're up. You do the talking. Ready? I'm your bodyguard.
Well, hello there, fine, people, I guess? How are you doing?
You notice the one sitting northwest on the table looks towards you. Doing just fine, little one.
Oh, I'm so glad you understand common. We're kind of just walking around, we're exploring, and we just saw a ghost down there. She said something about the library.
Ghost, oh. Yes, we have fought some like that here as well.
It was so lovely. Can I ask what you guys are doing here? Maybe you could share your wisdom with us.
Give me a blind check. You notice the same one looking towards you says, "We were ordered to stay here by our master."
Oh, that's nice. I've ordered my people to stay where they're at as well.
He does, you can obviously tell this is not like a typical humanoid kind of individual. So reading body language is always a challenge, but you get the impression almost of like, maybe just a slight bit of curiosity.
Yeah, Adam, would there be any chance I could identify these creatures or humanoids?
Potentially, yeah, give me a blind check. No, you do not, Kurtu.
Do you mind if I come over to your table?
Please make yourself welcome.
As we approach, I'm gonna say, we noticed someone else has been here. Looks like a smaller individual. Have y'all seen him or they?
Well, we are what you could say contracted workers. We don't do anything for free.
I see. So you work for this individual we've seen down here?
What I'm saying is, the information that you want has value.
I see. What is it that you find valuable?
Simply gold will suffice.
Oh, I don't have much gold on me. Is one gold piece good enough for some information? I mean, that's like all I got.
You see he kind of does this like laughter that is gargles in his mouth. You must be kidding.
No, because I paid a guy up in another town to try to find me a cloak, and so I don't even know if I'm going to get the cloak or not. So that's where my gold went to.
I may have something to offer instead. I have a few gems. Would gems work?
If they're valuable enough.
Okay.
I look at Rasmus like.
Your gems, I guess. Do what you're gonna do.
I'd reach into that bag of 20 gems that we got from Era Thotter's lab. We've never got them identified, and I've just been carrying them around since then. But I'll reach in and I'll fill around for a semi-big one, and I'll pull it out and hold it up to him.
Okay, so let's see. Orthotter's lair. Let me just double check what you got there.
I think you had us roll on a table. Yes, it was. Erethader's lair objects, we found gold, silver, 20 precious stones, 2 scroll cases, and then 7 art objects. And then we also found those magical items.
So you're pulling out one?
Yeah.
You see he kind of cocks his head a bit and he says, 3 of those.
I'll pull out 2 more, sure.
Okay, he will take them from you. Now, what is it that you wish to know?
Who is it that you're contracted to work for?
Verum the White.
Is he dead?
I do not know. He ordered us to stay here, and he and some of his other companions moved on.
What were the rest of your orders? To simply wait?
Remain here and make sure nothing comes out of the door to the south.
But that's the direction he went then, huh?
No, he did not go south. We encountered some undead that way, or at least his other companions did. So he told us to wait here and not make sure nothing comes out of the door to the south.
Hey, Adam, just for map purposes, I believe the map was a little awry. South that way. Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
Is this Vermin the White? I don't remember his name. I'm sorry, but is he a dwarf or is he a human? We're looking for a couple different people.
He is a dwarf.
Does he pay you well? I mean, you guys look all strong and everything. I'm sure you guys. I mean, what if we wanted to hire you someday?
Perhaps, but getting us here in the first place is no mere means of gold.
I don't think I've seen your kind before. Where are you from, and what are you called?
When he asked that question, can I give it a scan, Adam? Have I ever encountered these creatures before?
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Yes, that's something Rasmus knows nothing about.
So I would say no. Unless you've encountered them in your travels throughout gameplay, then no, you've not heard of them.
Here's where I'm going to level you. If you go and look at my bio of my backstory, I met an individual named Frederick and Cedric. I think only Brian at this point would know who those 2 people are from our Baldur's Gate campaign. And that whole campaign was with these types of creatures.
So they may have talked to you a bit here and there, but to actually identify them on site after all this time, I would say that's going to have to be connected to a skill. So not being proficient in Arcana, I would say you wouldn't have a chance to connect. You've probably heard those stories, and maybe something is on the tip of your head kind of thing, but to get, verified details, it would require the skill.
I understand. Got it.
Okay, so you asked your question, Kurtu, and you noticed the same one that you were talking to Cox's head. Once again, you can see these long tendrils that hang off of his chin, looking like beards. They end in like very vicious-looking spikes. They kind of rattle a bit as he moves his head. Oh, well, we are what is known as bearded devils, and we are here trying to get something important to this silly cult.
All that cult nonsense. I understand. Yeah, cults are the worst.
They can be, yes. Always asking you to show up and save the day when their squishy little bodies can't get the work done.
Well, it looks like they're in good hands, though, with you guys.
He shrugs. You get the impression he doesn't really care.
So, what were they afraid of in the door to the south?
As I've said, we fought undead there.
Oh, I just figured you guys could definitely handle some undead. I mean, sure, they were nothing for you guys.
Maybe, but the kind of undead in there are the kinds that aren't physical. Hard to hit.
Oh, those are almost as bad as cultists, yeah. Well, do you know which way your the white dwarf Varm went?
He went north, and he points behind him.
Would my companion and I be able to go that direction, or are you guys going to stop us? I mean, I don't want to be rude or anything.
We were ordered to make sure nothing came out of the door in the south.
Yeah, so they never said anything about us going into the door in the north, right?
That's right.
Oh, you guys are wonderful. I love the way you guys follow instructions. That's great. I wish I knew more people like you.
Well, you never know. Maybe one day you'll end up around a lot of us. And you see he smiles a bit.
I'm sure that would be wonderful. Do you have any more questions?
I can't think of anything.
I'll just ask one more question. Now, when you have been going throughout this, I don't know if it's a temple or or library or whatever, it gets kind of confusing and everything. What? I mean, the undead, I know that. Did you guys see the chimera?
No.
Oh, that was pretty wicked. We destroyed it. But it was really tough.
Oh, I remembered something. That dumbwaiter, that little elevator down in that hallway. Are you guys familiar where that goes to?
Up.
You haven't used it.
Didn't need to. Couldn't fit in there.
Yeah, they're not waiters anyway.
So where's Varum right now? Do you know?
I don't know. He told us to wait here, and he left. He gave us orders to make sure nothing came out of the south door.
Okay. Well, my friends and I are gonna go check on him to make sure he's okay. Kurtu, come on.
Okay. It was very nice to meet all of you, even the quiet ones. You guys are quiet. You should speak up more sometimes. But it was very nice to talk to all of you.
You notice they do not, but the leader one just gives you an inclination of his head.
Hi, Gail. These are our new friends.
That's great. Let's go. I guess we go to the north. Hello, everyone. Can we please speed it up? I am very anxious to get this done.
Hello.
Okay, as the rest of you begin to enter the room, you notice almost like bells going off as first one takes a sniff and then the next one takes a sniff, and then they all turn their heads and look over in your direction.
I know we haven't showered in a while, but don't have to be rude.
I cleaned
Passing
myself
through.
up.
Come on, Rasmus. Let's open up this door.
Are they looking at
yeah.
anyone in particular? Or just all of us?
Give me a blind check, Spectre. They seem to be looking at you.
Do you think I recognize these fuckers? Do I have a similar natural reaction?
Yes.
Guys. I'm whispering to Erasmus, we can't trust these things.
Yeah, I get that. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like I know these creatures. But move your ass and go through that door.
We're going through them. You see, she looks as intense as you've ever seen her.
And I pick up the message and I'm like, okay.
Harmony throws an arm around her and is like, "Come on now, let's get out of these people's hair."
Why don't you lead the way, Gale? I got your back.
Oh, yeah, that would be fine. So are we no longer sniffing under the door and Rasmus opening it, or do we get cold feet?
Go, Gale. Just get it open.
I think we shouldn't bother these folks any longer.
I'm gonna turn and look at Spectre and say, not now. I have a mission.
They're gonna force it.
Yeah, but not now. They told us they have orders.
Can I see, do they have weapons on them?
They do, yes. You see each one of them has a glaive on their back.
I'm about to take 3 attacks as I walk past them. Can I... We're not technically in combat right now, right?
You are not.
So I can't say that I am, dodging.
You cannot.
I look at Spectre and I look at you like, I got you, right? I get it. I'm on your level, but you gotta go.
I can't get past them. They have 10 feet of reach. They're gonna stab me when I walk by.
You shouldn't have assassinated their friends. I don't know.
I know, but we have to try because, like I said, they told us they have orders.
Yeah.
They paid us, gave us information. They're under contract.
I'm watching these fuckers like a hawk. Behind me, Rasmus.
I'm waiting here as, the school teacher waiting for the kids to get on the bus.
What's going on back there? They're taking a while.
I don't. Why? What's going on with them?
I don't know. I mean, I know those guys are weird looking, but they're letting us through.
When you go.
Is Spectre a demon? That's what Brian said.
Damn Damn it, man. The only person who knows about Spectre's identity was fucking Leroy, and he didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can to hold it together, but Spectre is obviously deeply uncomfortable.
Go ahead, Kurtu. I'll
Yeah.
take up the back, just in case.
Are the other guys, like, just staring and not doing anything?
Seated around the table, yes, they are staring. If one could say, like, somebody was looking with intensity, think of that times 10, as they're watching Spectre carefully as she passes through the room and through the doorway.
Whoa, they do not like you. What did you slap
I
their
don't
mother
like
or
them.
something?
I don't like them either. It's complicated. It's not something I'm going to get into.
Great.
You
So
said
now,
that Verum is this way, though.
yes, that's
Yeah.
good. So why don't we go out and do our sniffy door open thing?
You have no idea how much self-control that took.
Oh, look, we can kill him later on if it makes you feel better.
It would very much make me feel better. I listen at the door.
Are you saying Rasmus sniffs doors?
No,
Something.
Rasmus.
He's doing something.
No, it's Spectre.
It is quiet inside, Spectre.
Quiet.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't look good.
That
As
doesn't
the
look
door
good at all.
is opened, you notice inside this room broken arrows, bloodstains, and dead bodies strewn across the floor of the chamber.
Alright, well, I'll go first. You bunch of wusses.
Why, Harmony? Why are we so angry at each other all the time? Do you know?
Oh, I thought you just meant that lovingly.
Adam, these bodies, are they masked cultists or anything? Can I tell?
They are not masked, but they are wearing clothes that you would guess are related to the cult of the dragon.
That's that pool. The thing that the wizards use to summon things.
Yeah. There's no dwarf, Adam? Can I go and look?
There is not. And much as before, the pool that you see in this room currently does not contain water.
Oh, man. Where's Verum?
Adam, when you said the arrows are spewed all over the place, are they in the bodies themselves, or were they shooting arrows at something else?
Blind check as you try to deduce that, Kurtu. You're not sure. There are no arrows in the bodies.
Okay, cool.
Anything around the pool, Adam? I guess I have two questions. My first question is, Rasmus would walk up. It looks empty, but does it look like it's recently been wet?
Blind check on that. As you look in the water, or again, no water. As you look in the well, you can see that there is a sluice that goes this way, pretty much confirming what you spotted originally when you came in here with the smaller pool, that water could be directed from the smaller pool to the larger pool. Searching around the outskirts of the pool, you don't find anything else of interest.
Okay.
Are any of these bodies a dwarf?
No, Kurtu, I looked. I didn't see any dwarven bodies, but he's not in here.
Hugo will start going through their pockets for any clues.
Okay, you spend a bit of time rifling through their pockets. They don't seem to have any coins on them. You get the impression that people like this probably would, so you're assuming somebody has already taken their coins. You can see like an empty belt sheath where perhaps a choice dagger may have been, which is empty, but their armor and like quiver of arrows on the back of one of them is still intact, so you get the impression of maybe somebody being choosy and taking what they wanted from these bodies.
And is there any way to tell, like, about how long they've been dead?
Potentially, yes. Blind medicine check here. Hard to say exactly, but you would guess within a day or two, somewhere in that realm.
It's just like they've already been picked over.
How are they? Did we mention how they were dressed? Did they like?
They look to be
No.
dressed in the gear or the garb of cultists, but they do not have masks.
You said they were already picked over, Hugo. So look, they came in here and somebody robbed them?
Or they
No.
fought something.
Maybe someone searched the dead bodies already.
They've.
But they were with Verum. Those things back in the other room said he came this way with some more of his companions.
Then they fought something in here. Some of them died in the process, and the survivors took whatever they could use and headed further in, is my thought.
Yeah. Or maybe the trolls just took whatever, but I would be surprised they didn't eat the bodies.
I don't think that we didn't check, but I don't think that trolls came this far. But I mean, if the sluices are connected, there's odds that they could come that way. Yes, it's curious though. I mean, let's say, just hear me out, right? Verum came here to use Diderus's pool to find out where his mask was, right? I mean, I feel like that's if Diderus was some divine wizard or diviner or whatever, right? This must have been his tool to locate things, like a place to, I don't know the word for it, but like a looking glass. Yeah, I guess. Right?
Yeah, that might be true, for sure.
So then Verum came here to use it, but he's not here.
It also doesn't have water in it. It needs water to work.
Yes, but it looks like it drains.
Well, should we continue on this way?
Yes.
Well, hang on. I have not been into too many dungeons, I guess you could say, or crypts or tombs. It's not really where I've done my fighting. But I mean, every room we've entered has some kind of trap or like thing to like tribute or something, and then we come into the main room here and we just find dead bodies and that's it.
How do you know this is the main room?
Well, look how big that pool is.
Oh, but that doesn't mean it's the main room. It just means it's a big room with a big pool in it.
I mean, when I see a room full of dead bodies, I try to get out of that room so I don't become another dead body.
You know, Hugo, you're gonna really have to tell us about your past, because you seem kind of skittish.
I've seen some stuff, man. Harmony's the lucky one.
Is this just like an artifact of the map, or is this body like noticeably more mutilated than the other ones?
It is, yeah.
Can I take a look at that one in particular and see if I can figure out anything about what happened here?
Sure, give me a blind check.
Can I help or also?
If
Is this
both of
something-
you are proficient in medicine, one of you can make the check at advantage. So let's start there. Let's see, Spectre or Harmony, are you proficient in medicine?
Yes, that's why I wanted to get in on this action.
Then I will let her do that.
Okay, so Harmony, go ahead and blind check
Sure,
as you
correct.
investigate the more mutilated body.
But I am used to seeing mutilated bodies, so I don't know if that gives me some kind of...
Not mechanically, unfortunately.
Aww.
So Harmony, as you check this body, you can see that this individual did not die from an arrow. Their throat was slit. And based on the way you're examining the body, what you can deduce here was that this was... the way that this individual was killed, somehow somebody got easy access to their throat and then essentially slit their throat. So you get the vision in your head is almost like maybe he's taken prisoner, or somebody that didn't suspect that the person that was going to kill them was actually going to kill them.
Is he also dressed as a cultist, or does he look like...
He is also dressed as a cultist.
I was thinking
Harmony
maybe he tried to-
goes like full medical doctor and says, clearly we can see here that he was removed of his main
Neck.
vein.
Breathing.
The main vein, eh?
And
They drained the main vein.
there's no struggle.
Clean work.
Well,
I'm almost impressed.
Hmm.
then
Wait,
why
who
was
said
it
that?
shot with? Why was it shot with arrows? Right?
Do you
He
think,
wasn't.
do
This
you
guy
think they
was...
turned on each other?
My God. Actually, none of them were shot with arrows, right?
None of these bodies have arrows in them now. Whether they were hit with arrows is hard to say.
Well, hang on. Well,
Are there
let's say
any arrows left, like on the ground?
Yes, broken arrows are on the ground.
And take a look at the broken arrows, see if they match the ones that the cultists have.
Yeah, good thought. No, they do not.
There's more than one faction at work here. This guy was taken by surprise, perhaps. But someone else shot at these guys.
In fact, as you look at these arrows, Spectre, they are carved of stone and their heads are in the shape of fangs, set with the symbol of a cobra with a crown above it. You can make a religion check here and see if this symbol means anything to you.
Probably not. She's not very religious, doesn't
I
do
would
well in
also
church.
like to do that.
You can more than, of course, hand this over to one of your companions who might have a better chance.
I'll do it. I'll hand it over to someone else.
Yes, Harmony, you recognize this pretty quickly as the symbol of the Yuan-Ti god Mershulk.
Yuan-Tis. They're
We would
always
have
worshipping a
encountered
Marshall.
We would have encountered those in Soba Taishu, right? There were Yuan-Ti over there. They're the ones who attacked the boat, right?
No, that wasn't Yuan-Ti. There was like Cobra. Well, I don't remember if that main guy was a Yuan-Ti, but you didn't learn much about him anyway before you guys just threw him overboard.
Spectre wasn't even there, but do I know of...
So actually, okay, I'm going to correct myself. Yes, because there were hidden Yuan-Ti agents below deck that you guys fought. So anybody that was there at the time, that name might ring a bell to you, Yuan-Ti.
Right, but I also lived in Soba Taishu for a period of years before these people ruined my life and dragged me around with them.
So because of where Soba Taishu is, yes, I would say you have a vague understanding of what Yuan-Ti is, or what Yuan-Ti are, because the government in Soba Taishu had to pretty frequently have counter agents to try to prevent what the Yuan-Ti agents would be doing in their land.
So there's like a Yuan-Ti kingdom in the east or west or wherever the fuck it is.
I wouldn't call it necessarily a kingdom, but there's definitely a faction, and finding where exactly they are is almost impossible. But it's a known thing in Soba Taishu that they send infiltrators or agents into the Soba Taishu to try to cause chaos.
Yeah, Spectre. Like I was in that monastery for a while. We dealt with it too. They use poisonous weapons. They're tricky.
Yeah.
Right? Same creatures, right?
Yeah. If there are Yuan-Ti here, we need to move very carefully going forward. Doesn't seem like they're on the cultist side, but
yeah, but
we may have other inhabitants in this tomb that we need to watch out for.
I agree with you that there's two factions at play here, but one faction is clearly outnumbered now, right? Because look, the trolls said that they ate some of the cultists, right? They said that. And then look, there's 4 bodies here, right? So let's imagine the trolls ate 2 at least, right? So that's 6. So that means that Verum and 1 other cultist are left at the most, or just Verum themselves. So what, was he captured by these Yuan-Ti?
Well, plus the guys, the Bipples at the table, they said they were hired by Vermin, and that was 5 Bipples.
So there's more. This party that Verum put together is bigger than we thought.
They could have been here before they came up there with the horses. I mean, we're just assuming just the people had horses.
You think another group of cultists was just hanging around waiting for trolls to eat them? Well,
I'm thinking that we don't know that answer, so I'm thinking it's definitely possible. Sure.
Well, what if Verum was trying to fill this basin with water, right? And that's why he asked those other ones to wait, because obviously this would take forever to fill, right? It wouldn't fill just instantly. And while they were waiting, maybe? But, I mean, it's not like you just fill the pool up with water and then some magic happens, right, Hugo? Is that how something like that would work?
Sort of depends on the item, but usually a spell would need to be cast of some sort. or ritual.
Is there like a cost to that?
Not like your blood or anything, if that's what you're asking.
So then we can rule out that he had to sacrifice one of these guys, right? So then clearly...
Someone slit this guy's throat. Maybe a UNT infiltrator? Maybe his party was compromised. They can do that, right? Disguise themselves and...
I could have gotten a local scout, maybe, to take him there. I mean, these are the Serpent's Hills. I mean, I'm sure. Somebody could have been down at that Boris score.
Racially profile.
Well, I mean, I had to get that name for a reason.
Do any of you have, like, anti-venom, antitoxin?
Yes. I do.
Keep it handy. If these people have poison.
I have antitoxin.
No,
Is
don't
there
have
any...
that.
We don't see Varum's body here. We established that. Is there any sign like anyone was like dragged away? Like is there like markings in the dirt or dust leading in a certain direction, or were
That's
these
good.
people just like murked and then whoever did it fucked off?
Give me a blind check. I will say this is a disadvantage to figure out to that detail.
Could I catch on to what they're doing and attempt to help? I'm proficient
Are you
in
proficient
survival.
in survival? Inspector, are
Yeah.
you proficient in survival?
I am.
Okay, so yeah, I would say the two of you combine your efforts then, so this will be made straight up as opposed to with disadvantage. No, you can't really determine here, Spectre. As you're looking around, there's a lot of chaos. You can see these bodies. Piecing together exactly what happened here is really challenging. You're not seeing any indicators of like bodies being dragged away.
Okay. Well, a wild theory, Spectre, but what if the one that was in league with the Yanti was actually Vera?
Think he came here to find his friends and hide away from the cult, and lured these guys in to kill him.
Because, I mean, what if these guys figured it out, they'd go back and tell the cult, right?
Possibly.
So a cover-up story, and then Varum runs away into the hills?
I mean,
Yeah.
we just don't know enough about it right now, unfortunately. He could be running, they could be chasing him. So, if you want the information from him, we probably need to move quicker than we thought.
Okay, well then we need to pick a set of doors, northern or southern.
I think... Not positive, but... I think these double doors... No, the math doesn't check out because
Yeah,
there
if they
was
were bulging.
there was a collapsed set of doors on the other side that were bulging out, and there's nothing on this side to indicate.
Are these doors bulging on the south, Adam?
They are not.
Yeah.
Well, it at least leads in the direction of the sluice thing in that room. There might be some more rooms in between it, but it just feels to me like that's in the direction of the way we came. I'm not sure if there's anything over there, but this is a new area over here. So if Varum was going deeper, if that was his plan, then he probably went this way, unless there's some kind of winding staircase or something that leads further down over here.
Alright, let's go north then. He said he was going north anyways.
Everyone agree?
Great. Yes, we go north. Hurry up. And I'm like dancing in my feet, ready to kill somebody.
But
Line check for trying to sense anything on the other side.
All right,
Do you
blind
think-
check.
I did.
No, you don't hear anything or see anything out of the ordinary.
Spectre, when you looked at those individuals in the other room, you got this weird look at you. I mean, do you think that maybe Varum hired those people after this happened?
Do I know what they are? Or do I just get a sense of
I mean,
Or do
unless
I have like
I'll
a sense
rely-
of animosity?
I'll rely on yes. You definitely got the sense of animosity. I'll rely on you to make the determination of if you think you know what these are. Again, I think your backstory is a little bit unique, so I'll leave that up to you.
So I feel like she may not know like their capabilities or something, but I don't think she would react this way to anything except like devils. But they told us they were devils. So, I mean, well, they told Kurtu they were devils, right? They said they were bearded devils.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
bearded
Mhm.
devils.
I'm sorry, Rasmus. What was the question?
No, that was it. I'm just curious as like they said they're under contract, and they also said that it takes a lot to bring them here, right? It's not easy to do so.
Yeah, they're devils. They're from
Yeah, I get it.
devils are from the Nine Hells, right? And demons are the ones who are from the Abyss.
Correct.
Yeah,
Those are different places. Yeah. Okay.
you are right. So I knew something was off when I looked at them. You know.
Did you know
I'd have-
something was off when they called themselves bearded devils?
Yes, but at the same time, they were really relaxed until you entered the room. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but they were.
What a crazy mystery.
Is your friend Vernon a sorcerer? Or how did he bring these devils here?
We don't know his abilities, but that would make sense now, huh? Unless
have-
the mystery person he's still with that's alive, the one cultist that's unaccounted for, is some kind of sorcerer.
He may have brought them forth, or they may be under contract. Did they say they were under contract with Verum, or did they say they were under
Yeah.
contract with somebody else?
They did. Yeah, they said that Verum brought them here, and he gave them orders. So to listen to them,
Then
he
he
must
or
have been
someone,
the one.
yeah, then he or someone close to him has connections to the Hells, and he or that person was able to bring them here.
You guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
friends with Verum?
No, we're not friends with him. We're trying to capture, kill, or drag his corpse away from here.
It's just an expression, Harmony. It's ironic because we're not friends at all.
Oh, okay, thanks.
So it makes sense that somebody would have connection to the Hell Spectre. I mean, you're right though, but I mean, Tiamat herself is
Listen,
in the Hells, right?
before this guy gets murked,
All right.
Nice,
Who is it that
Hugo.
opened the door?
Initiative. Hugo.
me.
All right, Hugo, as you open the door, you notice inside this room it is very much lit up. It is a 20-foot high chamber, and you notice there are braziers around this central large sarcophagus, which is giving off, each of the braziers is giving off light.
Finally, a place that's lit.
Does it look like a big important sarcophagus? Like it's in the center of the room and surrounded by a fucking beacon, so I assume so.
I think your assumption is very appropriate.
It's just Dave.
No. It's probably the Diderus, right? It's gotta be.
Diderus. This must be
Eh.
his resting place.
All right, as
I
you
would-
enter the room proper here, Erasmus, you notice this massive stone sarcophagus sits atop a stepped stone dais in the center. The walls are decorated with life-size frescoes showing some interesting images. These look to be mostly like people, but you notice that there are also some animal shapes and what you assume to be some kind of half sand, half humanoid beings.
Just don't touch anything. This is the tomb of the big important dude. His magic, or at least the remnants of it, is what's I'm assuming is permeating through his tomb. So
Yeah, but there's no other doors here, so they didn't come this way, did they?
And as you stepped up right next to the sarcophagus, you hear a voice suddenly issuing forth as though it comes from the sarcophagus. You approach Diderus in repose. I know what you seek.
Yeah. Do you know where he's at?
You don't hear a response.
Do you want me to do something for you, Diderus?
Lay down. Lay down
What?
like you're sleeping.
Me?
Yeah. Repose for him.
Okay. I'll lay down like I'm sleeping.
You hear no immediate response, but perhaps half a minute passes by, and once the words suddenly echo forth once again, and you hear, "Leave me to my rest, or face your doom."
Okie dokie.
We should probably leave.
Well, then I guess they must have gone this way, huh?
Was
Yeah.
there a door in that room?
Didn't
No,
look
there's
like
no
it.
doors.
You want to smell it?
Sure.
You listen carefully at the door here, Spectre, but you don't hear anything.
My common as second language is rubbing off on you guys.
Rasmus, as you open the door, you notice a ton of rubble crashes down through this way. Even though the door was not bulging on the side and there was no markings whatsoever, unfortunately the rubble was piled up here as well. As it comes crashing down, I gotta see exactly how far it makes it into the chamber.
Hey, Adam, I forgot to move my token before you did that.
Sorry about that. Too bad. You are where you are. All right. So the rubble comes crashing down to right here. So essentially 10 feet out, slamming into you, Rasmus. So let me go ahead and open that. So yeah, Rasmus, dexterity saving throw, please.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna burn my inspiration on this and make it with advantage.
I
But
think you already get that because of danger sense, right?
do I? Is it already given? Oh yeah, I can see it. I'm assuming I can see giant
You
rubble
can.
coming at me, right?
You sure can. Okay, with advantage, you manage to successfully jump out of the way as all of the rubble collapses down into your space here, making this, you can see over it, but you can see inside is just impassable amounts of rubble.
Boy,
Okay.
you're quick.
Well, if they went that way, they didn't make it far.
Couldn't
I
have
don't
gone
see
that way,
anybody.
right?
Yeah, that would have happened to them. So, okie dokie. Well, now we've got a conundrum.
Well, there is, I hate to say it, but there is one more way we could go. Past those devils into the room to the south.
Adam, can I climb back up on top of this well here? Is it this one also 20 feet deep?
Yes.
If I put the torch forward deep into it, can I see? Is there any tunnels or anything down below?
All you can see is that sluice gate that seems to go from the south to the north.
Does it go beyond that? Or is this the final?
This is the final place.
Okay.
Maybe since I opened the door, I have to ask the question. I'm gonna risk it.
Try to be
Pray for me.
a bit gentler. I don't know.
And is it flat on the top?
No, it's elevated. So think of this as a dais. There's a little like sort of set of stairs. Almost a picture. You know how when somebody dies and they say they lie in state, I think they call it. So it's like very much a decorative kind of deal.
Okay. And he's gonna sort of kneel and say, "Oh, great Diderus, we seek the white dragon mask."
And you hear a response echo from within inside. I know.
I work to keep being deferent to him.
Oh, great Diderus, may you share your insight with us.
What is it that you wish to know?
Oh,
Ask him where
great.
Verum went.
Oh, great Diderus. Where has Verum gone to?
For showing great respect, I shall let you know. Yuan Ti have taken the one called Verum beyond their portal in the northern wall. Be prepared, for I shall open the way to peril.
Hey, I think a portal's about to open up in here.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm coming.
I will pause the tokens there as this occurs. You hear a chiming sound, and suddenly a secret door in the northern wall pops open. As this occurs, let me reveal this. So this was the secret door. It is open. And then because of the light, I had to add a little blocker line here. Let me remove that.
Yoink. Zikes.
Okay, so now as that opens, you notice inside this area, what you will spot right away, Hugo, is a lizard-like humanoid. And perhaps inside you can see maybe some of them at the edge of your vision. Hard to see exactly, if not just shadowy forms. But they are very much surprised as this door suddenly just opens. So these opponents are considered surprised. You guys are not. However, as we are 3 minutes away from the end of our session, rather than jumping into a battle, I think this is a good stopping point. So I'm going to type in chat here.
Hugo just calls out, blast them!
All right, so you guys have surprise on them. So when we start next week, round one, they're all surprised. Essentially, they don't act. You guys will get one free round, essentially, and then be in the battle as normal.
I'm adding that because that's a little ambiguous. Party has surprise. Is party surprised or party is...
Fair enough. Yeah, that'll certainly work. Okay, all right. Well, good session, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I say, we're a couple minutes before, but rather than jumping into a battle, we'd have to stop real quick in the middle of the battle. I think this is a good stopping point, so we'll pick up again next week, right into the action. Hope everybody had a good time, and have a great night, all.
Good night, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, take it easy. Nobody
night.
died. We're
Good
all
job,
alive.
Always stroke the old wizard's ego.
There it is.
There you go. Enjoy.
Rasmus
Have
is
fun,
not
folks.
the one to do that.
I
right,
updated
you
my
guys.
alarm so we won't miss it in the future.
Sounds good. All right, thanks, guys.